come out and play within their limitations. And if they can do that and sustain some drives and keep that Rebel defense on the field, we saw how productive Moss Point was and how they wore down that defensive football team for at least a half. You might look for Coach Martin to go with some no-huddle offense. That certainly kept the West Monroe defense a bit off balance until they made some adjustments at halftime. But that's going to be the key to West Monroe, making those adjustments, playing against this football team of Neville, who obviously is going to come out very hard, very tough for as long as they can. But I still believe that West Monroe has the ability, the athletes, the dominance, the stamina to take this thing and turn it around in the second half. It may be close, but I think in the end West Monroe will prevail. And I think, obviously, that this ball game marks the beginning of the second season, and we've got to have a victory to start it off, especially right here in the friendly confines of Rebel Stadium.
No doubt about it. Thank you, Bill, for those remarks. Now, the captains are about to meet in the center of the field for the toss of the coin. All the seniors from both teams are going to go out to the center of the field. Of course, some of the captains will step forward. For Neville, there will be quad captains tonight. That'll be D. Martinez-Edwards, Cedric Bursey, Philip Bruner, and Matt Creighton. And for the West Monroe Rebels, all the captains go out, but stepping forward will be tri-captains Brenton Barnes, Ron Macbeth, and B.J. Simmons for the toss of the coin. Rebels are wearing red jerseys with white pants, those new white helmets tonight. And the Neville Tigers in white jerseys, white pants, black emeralds, and black helmets as they meet in the center of the field for the toss of the coin. Also, I think number 31, James Scalia,
34, Brenton Barnes.
the fine running back for Neville, one of these quad captains.
Simmons, number 36, Ron Macbeth.
And I wonder what West Monroe will do if they win the toss. Well, I guess they would defer. You're right. They would definitely go on defense first.
And, excuse me, Frank, but that's something that's really unusual. Most teams want to take the football and try to put some points on the board first, but West Monroe, so with that great defense, and they've been so successful at deferring in the first half and having the other team go on offense first and shutting them down and getting great field position. It's almost just amazing to see how many times it's really played to West Monroe's favor.
Absolutely. Last week, Jim, of course, Rebels went on defense in the second half and, of course, came back, stopped them first, then got the ball, and it paid off for them in that great second-half rally against the good Moss Point team. And it appeared to me that West Monroe won the toss.
Neville
won the toss.
Neville won the toss, and they have elected to defer. So West Monroe should be receiving the kickoff now, unless they want to give the Tigers the option again, the ball again in the second half of play as well. But that's their option, is to take the football, or Neville will get it again to start the second half.
So the officials that are incidentally from the Shreveport area for this football game are explaining the various options to these teams as an Neville Tigers win the toss of the coin, defer to the second half. Rebels will receive to get the game underway. They'll move from our left to right. That'll be west to east from our vantage point here at Rebel Stadium. We're going to pause for these messages and tell you to get ready for the kickoff. We'll be back. This is West Monroe football.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the posting of the colors in midfield. The colors are being escorted onto the field tonight by the first all-female color guard from Air Force Junior ROTC Detachment, Louisiana 061 from West Monroe High School. The United States flag is being carried by Cadet Staff Sergeant Jessica Woods. Louisiana State flag by Cadet Captain Betsy Pace. The left guard is Cadet Second Lieutenant Mary Lou Ingalls, and the right guard is Cadet Second Lieutenant Megan Womack. Cadet Corps Commander is Cadet Lieutenant Colonel J.C. Gaspard. The commander of Air Force Junior ROTC Detachment Louisiana 061 is Colonel Robert Mims, and he is assisted by Master Sergeant David Boyle. Let's pause for a moment of silence. Thank you. And now our national anthem.
we're just about ready to get this football game kicked off. We have had the presentation of the colors, the playing of the national anthem, and the West Monroe High School Marching Band. The moment of silence here for those who choose to pray, and we are just about ready to get this football game underway. I mentioned earlier the Neville Tigers in visiting white uniforms, white jerseys, white pants, black numerals, and, of course, the black and gold helmets. The West Monroe Rebels in their familiar red jerseys, white pants, and the new white helmets. The red jerseys with the blue and white trim, good-looking uniform. They got a lot of those, though, and we're just about ready to get this thing underway. The Rebels head out to the field. They'll receive the kickoff. They'll be moving from our left to right, and that'll be west to east from our vantage point here on the press box on the south side of the stadium.
Ladies and gentlemen,
in West
tonight's
Monroe High
game
School.
marks the continuation.
So it'll be Demario Taylor and J.J. Johnson, the deep guys for West Monroe, lining up back there to receive the kickoff, and Matt Monroe will tee that ball up at the East 40. And he will kick it off with the Neville Tigers.
Frank, it looks like he's aiming to the far sideline over there. And so I look for Monroe to kick the ball as high as he possibly can, maybe in the direction of Edward Dade, and to try to stop the football from getting into the hands of J.J. Johnson and Demario Taylor, two very dangerous return men for West Monroe.
Dade, Banks, and Franklin Lyons are the up men for West Monroe, standing in front of J.J. Johnson and Demario Taylor. So Matt Monroe has it teed up. He'll wait for the whistle from the referee. And this football game, the 47th meeting with Neville and West Monroe, is underway. It is a high, short kickoff on a fair catch called and made for the Rebels at the 33-yard line by Edward Dade. So, Jim, indeed, you were right on the strategy by the Neville Tigers. They kicked it high and short. Dade, not wanting to risk a mistake, made the fair catch call and caught the football at the 33-yard line of West Monroe. That's where the Rebels start this game, their own 33.
Now, Frank, Coach Childs told me earlier this afternoon that he was not going to run the football in the first half if he didn't have to. He was going to come out throwing the football. So let's see if he's going to hold true to his word.
There are no running backs behind quarterback Mitch Tucker on first down from the 33, and Tucker's back to throw there after him, sets up a screen complete to Banks. He's to the 35-40. Mark makes the 45. He's out near midfield and down at the 50-yard line. A 17-yard advance with a completed pass on the first play of the game from quarterback Mitch Tucker to fullback Mark Banks. Robert Apperly got back there to make the tackle. The Rebels have recorded the first down of the game, and they have it squarely on the midfield stripe.
And once again, Mark Banks showing his versatility. Had a great pass reception last week that keyed a touchdown that tied the football game. And there, in tonight's game, he starts out on offense with a great reception.
Barfield is wide to the right side. Turner in the slot to the same side. McVay goes the other way. Here's a running play. It's J.J. Johnson with the ball down to the 45. He is pulled down at the 40-yard line. Very near the first down stick is J.J. Johnson. J.J. lined up as sort of a wing that time, Jim, and he took the handoff coming back on the counter. Cedric Percy, the cornerback, made the tackle. But the Rebels get almost 10 yards on the play. It is second down and less than a yard to go at the Neville 40-yard line.
It looked like J.J. had one man to beat, and he had a blocker out in front, but just a great job by Percy to bring down J.J., and they did run the football on the second play.
But no running backs again on second and extremely short. Back to throw as Tucker over the middle he goes, and the pass is incomplete. Intended for Michael Turner on the post pattern right down the center of the football field, but Mitch Tucker's pass a little bit too high. So now it is third down, inches to go for the Rebels at the Neville Tiger 40-yard line. DeMartinez Edwards on the coverage that time of Michael Turner, but the pass just a little too long from Mitch.
Well, Frank, that time West Monroe had a down, really, to give. It was second down and very short, so they tried to hit the big one. Now it's third and short, and you'll probably see a running play.
Back to the eye. Banks is the fullback. J.J. Johnson, the tailback, running the option. Tucker fakes and keeps and has the first down and more. Down to the 35-yard line of the Tigers goes Mitch Tucker. Got 5 yards. DeMartinez Edwards again makes the tackle. But a first down and 10 for the Rebels at the Neville 35-yard line. The second first down in a row on this possession for West Monroe, the opening drive of the football game.
Great job by Mitch Tucker in running the option. Great execution by the Rebel quarterback, and another big-time hit by Andrew Whitworth. And, Frank, he's picking up where he left off last week. He had some bone-crushing blocks last week at Moss Point.
He really did. Again, no running backs behind Tucker. He's back to throw. Big rush. They're coming after him. He passes incomplete in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, who was Michael Turner. Turner went high in the air, Jim, near the sideline, got his hands on it, but he couldn't quite hold it. Big pressure coming from LaDarren Mathis, the defensive end for the Neville Tigers, on Mitch Tucker. Made him deliver the ball a little early that time. It falls incomplete to make it second down and 10 from the 35.
And it appeared that Mitch Tucker forgot the snap count, that the ball was snapped to him. I think he dropped it, picked it up off the ground, and the play just didn't really look like it was well executed from the get-go.
J.J. wing left. The Rebels on 2nd and 10 have Tucker back to throw, sets up a screen, little slip screen, batted in the air and incomplete. One of the Neville Tigers got a hand on it. It was intended for Miller McVeigh. One of the on-charging defensive linemen reached up and hit that ball up in the air. It was John Jackson, a 6'4" defensive end for the Tigers. So now West Monroe finds themselves with 3rd down and 10 yards to go at the Neville 35-yard line.
And, Frank, that play was set up extremely well for Miller McVeigh, but a great job by the defensive end in knocking that ball away. Otherwise, that could have been a big gain for the Rebels.
Back to the slot eye, to the right side Barfield, and the slot there is going to be Turner. Backfield, Banks and J.J. Johnson run the option. Give it inside to the fullback. Nothing there. Banks is hit and dropped at the 34-yard line. Only a yard for Mark Banks that time. And the Rebels have 4th down and 9 yards to go as they ran the option and gave it to the fullback, but the Tigers squeezing down on him and making the tackle led by LaDarren Mathis, the defensive end. So it's 4th and 9 for West Monroe with a football at the Neville 34 in this opening drive of the game.
No hesitation by head coach Don Charles and offensive coordinator Scott Stone. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. And a big series for the Tigers if they can hold the Rebels here. Gain a little momentum early in the ball game.
5 receivers all over the field, no running back. J.J. Johnson in the slot, DeMario Taylor in the slot. J.J. goes in motion. They're going to hand to him, and they stop play, though. They're about to set up a double reverse, I believe, but flags have been thrown. And we're going to have a penalty assessed, and I think it's going to be against West Monroe for illegal. No, I'm wrong. The Tigers were offside. They came jumping across there, and a 5-yard penalty against Neville, Jim. A move it to the 29-yard line of the Tigers, where it will be 4th down and 4 for West Monroe.
So they now may run a different play, the Rebels, that is. Frank, I think it was a bit of a hard count, but then when the running back came in motion, I think that motion created the movement and caused one of the Tiger linemen to jump into the neutral zone.
4th and 4, same formation for West Monroe. A double slot, 3 receivers to one side, 2 to the other. No running back. There goes J.J. in motion. They got a hand off to DeMario on the reverse play, trying to get outside. He is down short of the 1st down at about the 26-yard line. A reverse play that they were going to run the first time. DeMario picked up some yardage, but not enough as the Tigers diagnosed the play. And Marcus McFarland, the safety man, made the tackle. The Tigers take over on downs. They will have it at their own 26-yard line.
Well, Frank, you and I saw what the play was going to be, and I think the Tigers saw it as well. And when West Monroe ran it for the second time, even though the penalty stopped the play the first time, I think the Tiger defense knew what was coming, just played it well.
One running back for Neville is James Scalia, 180-pound senior, lined up behind the great sophomore quarterback Robert Lane, 6'3" and 195. Now Scalia shifts as a wing, and Lane by himself in the shotgun and 1st down. From their own 26-yard line, Lane's going to run the ball. Flags are down, and Lane is 2 at the 28-yard line. A couple of yards, and that's all. As Lane took the snap in the shotgun and ran to the right side, and middle linebacker Lucas Jackson knocked him down at about the 28-yard line after a gain of 2. There is a penalty marker on the play. Let's see what that is all about.
Looks like someone along the line of scrimmage, possibly for the Tigers, lined up incorrectly, but we're fixing to get the call right now. Illegal procedure is going to go against the Neville Tigers. Frankie, West Monroe in a nickel defense to start out this ball game, and actually the nickel defensive back is Jared Frost. Of course, he normally starts at safety, but taking his spot or place in the safety position is going to be number 17, Des Abrams.
Penalty moved the ball back to the 21. West Monroe did accept the penalty, so it's 1st and 15 for the Neville Tigers at their own 21-yard line. And again, Lane is back in the shotgun, this time with James Scalia, the running back, standing back there by him. Lane steps up to check off at the line of scrimmage. Now steps back in the shotgun. 1st and 15 for the Tigers. Handed off to Scalia, who will run inside and be hit as he crosses the 25 and drops it about the 26-yard line. Scalia got about 5 yards right up the gut that time. They got the penalty yardage back as James Scalia, 180-pound senior, is hit down by middle linebacker Lucas Jackson at the Neville 26-yard line. It's going to be 2nd down and 10 yards to go for the Tigers.
And the Tigers will run the no huddle, basically getting the play in from the sideline, then calling the play at the line of scrimmage.
Ziegler and Andy Jones go to the left side. Bradley McCoy and Tim Abney in a slot to the right side. Lane goes down under center on 2nd and 10. Has Scalia behind him, and he is going to give it off to Scalia inside, and he is hit and dropped. He lost a yard back at the 25-yard line. The Rebels came shooting across there, and James Scalia is hit down by Ricky Gio and Glentrell Ware for the Rebels. A loss of a yard on the play. It is 3rd down, 11 yards to go for the Tigers at their own 25.
And Frank, Rick Gio coming off probably what most would consider his finest football game since he's put on the Rebel uniform last week. He really played well.
He had a great game against Moss Point. So here are the Tigers, 3rd down and 11. Lane again checking off. shouting instructions to his teammates, backing up in the shotgun. Awaits the direct snap on 3rd down 11 and has the football and is back to throw and looking and firing over the middle. Has a man at the 30, knocked down short of the first down to the 33-yard line is Toby Ziegler. Tigers are going to be about 5 yards shy of the first down. They got it out to the 33-yard line on the first completed pass of the game by Robert Lane. He passed to Toby Ziegler, his favorite receiver. But the Tigers have 4th down, about 4 yards to go now. And they have it at their own 33-yard line as Jerry Carter drops back in punt formation for the Tigers.
Just a good job defensively for West Monroe. They gave the Tigers a little bit, but then they shut them down before they could get to the first down marker.
Let's see if the Rebels are going to be trying to block this punt. Here's a high snap, but controlled and punted away by Carter. J.J. Johnson for the Rebels at the 36-yard line, giving ground, trying to get to the wall. He's out to the 40, and he's upended there. So J.J. Johnson returns to the 40-yard line of West Monroe. The Rebels take it there, their second possession of the football game. Let's go to the sidelines and check in with Bill Norris. Rebels from their own 40-yard line. Tucker back to throw. Into the flat he goes to J.J. Has it, but he's going to be hit and dropped there beginning only about 3 yards. Down to the 43-yard line goes J.J. Johnson. Actually caught that ball behind the line of scrimmage. It was a lateral pass. And he picked up 3 yards. A good tackle by Kunta McDaniel for the Neville Tigers. It'll be 2nd down 7 for West Monroe with a football at the Rebel 43-yard line. And this is the second possession of the game for West Monroe. No score midway through the first quarter.
A great tackle by McDaniel. He leads the Tigers in interceptions with 4.
Rebels in the slot I formation once again, and here's Tucker back to throw, firing, has Barfield near midfield. Good move by Adam to the 45-40. Adam Barfield 35-30 to the 20, to the 15, the 10, the 5. Touchdown Rebels! Adam Barfield with a touchdown reception and run. And the Rebels score it from 57 yards away. His 4th touchdown reception of the year, his 16th catch of the year. And Jim, did Adam put on some speed after he caught that football?
57 yards, you're right. Made a nice little move to the inside of the field, and then it was all speed after that. He put on the afterburner.
Let's check in with Bill.
Well, guys, that was definitely the move that got him open, was that little inside fake that he took it there. Great block by Turner downfield that sprung him, and, of course, resulted in the touchdown and a quick 6-0 lead here with 16-16 left in the first quarter.
Adam Barfield with his 4th touchdown reception of the year, and it was for 57 yards. A great move and run by Barfield, who set up the go-ahead touchdown last week. Here's the extra point in the air by Lee Deal, and the kick is good. We'll be back to Rebel Stadium. It's West Monroe 7, Neville nothing. This is West Monroe football.
Hi, everybody. I'm Don Childs of the West Monroe Rebels. I'd like to offer to you one of the artist proofs. We have 150 copies that are signed by Jerry Arledge, Don Childs, and Ron Atwood at $300 each.
In addition to that, there are 1,500 copies of Rebel Pride that are signed by Ron Atwood. Part of these proceeds goes to the Rebel Club, and the price of each of these is $60.
For more information, please call the numbers at the bottom of the screen.
Throughout Northeast Louisiana, Hibernia is a strong part of our communities, helping families grow stronger, providing small businesses with the financial strength they need, offering innovative services like online banking, which gives you the convenience you want. No matter where you go in Northeast Louisiana, Hibernia is close by. Maybe it's time you switch to Hibernia, because we know what matters most to you. Hibernia.
Second time the Rebels get their hands on the ball. They score on a touchdown pass of 57 yards from Mitch Tucker to Adam Barfield. Great run by Adam. It's 7-0 now, midway through the first quarter, and Lee Deal's going to kick it up as the Tigers send Toby Ziegler and Philando Beard back as the deep guys to receive this kickoff.
And Frank, it was about an 8-yard pass and about a 49-yard run.
It was, no doubt about it. So Adam Barfield, who was caught from behind in the game last week, showed some speed that time. In addition to the speed, he had a couple of real good moves to get loose. The kickoff now by Lee Deal. Sailing kickoff, bouncing around the 15. Picked up out there. That's going to be Ziegler across the 15, 20, 25. He's down at the 25-yard line. Toby Ziegler returns the kickoff of the Neville Tigers. And Neville will take it for the second time tonight from their own 25-yard line. First down and 10. 6:09 to play in the first quarter.
Edward Dade and Justin Folks. And how many times have we called their names on special teams tackles?
They do a great job. In fact, these special teams take great pride in what they do for West Monroe. So the Tigers now back to the shotgun formation. Robert Lane, the sophomore quarterback, has senior running back James Scalia back there with him. 3 receivers to the right side. 1 goes left for Neville. First down from the 25. Lane to throw. Looks for it. Passes to Ziegler. He drops the football. It's completed the 30-yard line. Right on the numbers was the pass of Lane. And Toby Ziegler, his favorite receiver and an outstanding football player, couldn't hold it that time as D.J. Holloway provided the coverage. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Tigers at their own 25.
And, Frank, it really was Robert Lane who moved or caused Toby Ziegler to start playing wide receiver. You know, Ziegler used to be the quarterback at Neville until Robert Lane came along.
And a good one.
He was.
Here's Neville's second down. Bad snap on the shotgun. Way back there. They're stopping play. Whistles are blowing and flags are flying, and they're stopping play. That was going to be a mad scramble for the ball. That thing went bounding all the way back to the 5-yard line, but they had called the play dead. Illegal procedure has been cited against Neville, so they'll step off 5 yards against the Tigers, and they'll be glad to take this 5-yard penalty. That ball was going to be back around the 5-yard line.
Assuming that they had gotten on the ball back at the 5-yard line. Frank, in case the folks are wondering, with the nickel defense, of course, that's the extra or 5th defensive back. And the man that's off the field right now for the Rebels is one of their defensive tackles, Darren Smith.
So Neville has 2nd and 15 from their own 20. Robert Lane, again with 3 receivers right. 1 is left. Scalia is the running back with him. He's going to fake the Scalia roll right, and he is getting away from one man and passing incomplete upfield. That pass across the way, intended for Peyton Farr, I believe. Case Sanders was applying the pressure on Lane that time and almost sacked him, Jim. Almost got him down.
He came awfully close, and in fact, Case is coming off the field. I think he hurt his shoulder a little bit. You know, he's had a nagging shoulder injury, and that will be with him throughout the season. But you saw on that play just how elusive Robert Lane is. He got away from Case when it looked like he was going to be sacked.
Indeed. 3rd down, 15 for the Tigers from their own 20-yard line. They trail 7-0 with 5:46 to play first period. Shotgun formation again for Lane, and he has the football, and he looks to throw, and he fires over the middle. The pass is intercepted to the 40, back to the 35-30, to the 25, the 20-yard line, and then off to the 15, inside the 10. It's Ron Macbeth, and they finally get him down to the 7-yard line. Macbeth with another interception, returning inside the 10. That's the 4th interception of the year for Ron Macbeth, and Jim, a great return after he intercepted the football.
Tremendous return and some great blocks that he got from some of those defensive guys. You know, Frank, they really love to turn into blockers when they have an interception. And Ron had 2 big interceptions last week, one of which helped kind of seal that victory against Falls Point.
Absolutely it did. And here are the Rebels first down and goal to go from the 7-yard line of the Tigers after Ron Macbeth's 4th interception of the year. The Rebels send a receiver to the left side. 1 goes right. I backfield behind quarterback Mitch Tucker. From the 7-yard line, Tucker runs the option and fakes and pitches out. J.J. to the 5. He is in for the touchdown. That would have been a score in touch football.
Wait a minute.
J.J. Johnson got the pitch off the option, but hold it, flag on the play. Let's see what that's all about. They're going to rule against West Monroe. They're going to nullify the touchdown by the Rebels.
Frank, J.J. was already in the end zone when that flag was called, so a very late penalty. I'm not saying he didn't hold on the play. I'm just saying the penalty came in very late. But going back to the interception by Robert Lane, he actually had a man open, but he threw the ball a little bit high. It looked like it sailed on him somewhat and went right into the hands of Ron Macbeth.
So the 7-yard touchdown run is not going to count. The Rebels are guilty of holding, and they'll be penalized. Now, the penalty from the spot of the foul has moved the ball back to the 10-yard line. That means that hole was right on the goal line.
On the goal line. And we'll check with Bill in just a moment. Maybe he has an idea of who that was on.
First down, goal to go. The Rebels from the 10-yard line. Now they're stepping in to do something here. The officials are going to reset the ball for play.
They had to move the ball back just a little bit beyond the 10-yard line.
Slot I formation for West Monroe. First down, goal to go from the 10-yard line. Penalty, the touchdown, nullified by the penalty. Handoff inside J.J. Johnson. He blasts down to the 5. Got 5 more, maybe even the 4. Got it just inside the 5-yard line. Took the handoff in the middle, and J.J. gets by. To the second down and goal to go is Scott Nelson off the bottom of that pile for the Neville Tigers.
And Frank, you know, we think of J.J. as kind of more of an elusive runner and with great speed. That time he put his head down and picked up 5 because he knew he was going to get hit on the play.
He really did. So the Rebels in the same slot-I formation, set to the wide side, left side of the football field from the 5, second down and goal. Run the option. Tucker keeps it. He's down to the 2-yard line. He's going to be pushed back there. So Mitch Tucker faking the Banks and tucking it down on the left side, and he got it down near the 2. They might put that thing at about the 3-yard line. It's going to bring up third down and goal to go for the West Monroe Rebels. It's about the 2.5-yard line.
And Frank, if he had to do it over again, I think he might have given the football to Mark Banks. It looked like Mark Banks had a seam and went straight through into the end zone on that play.
Rebels lead at 7-0 and have the football inside the Neville 3 with 4:25 remaining in the first quarter. Third down, goal to go. Same formation as McVay and Barfield working the slot to the left side. Here's Tucker to Banks inside down near the end zone. Did he get in? Yes! Touchdown, Rebels. Mark Banks from 3 yards away.
Well, he saw that he had that opportunity on the previous play to give it to Mark, and he said, look, let's come right back to it, and let's give it to him on this play.
Let's send it to the field. Here's Bill.
Well, Frank and Jim, Coach Chow's got Tucker over to the sideline and said, give it to Banks this time regardless of what happens, because he did have that seam the time before that. The penalty came for nothing, but it was called on Adam Barfield for holding, and I think he hooked the arm out there on the outside. I don't think the block was necessary as J.J. had gotten to the outside, but nevertheless, the penalty doesn't hurt the Rebels. I'd like to say hi to my mother-in-law, Ann, and Aunt Jan. They're watching, listening to the football game along the radio. They don't come to a lot of them, but this Neville West Monroe game means a lot to all West Monroe alumni, so they're listening tonight.
Lee Deal adds the extra point, and we'll be back with a score. The Rebels 14, the Tigers nothing. You're listening to West Monroe football.
Hey, if you're looking for a talk show
that's not afraid to have a little fun.
Oh, boy, then you need to watch At Home Live. You reach your toes. How long has it been since you reached your toes? Has it been a while? Hey!
Hey, I told you we have a lot of fun.
Hey, but you're also going to find out ways to strengthen your family.
So join us every weekday at Home Live with Chuck and Jenny.
See you there.
Hi, everybody. I'm Don Chowles of the West Monroe Rebels. I'd like to offer to you one of the artist proofs. We have 150 copies that are signed by Jerry Arledge, Don Chowles, and Ron Atwood at $300 each.
In addition to that, there are 1,500 copies of Rebel Pride that are signed by Ron Atwood. Part of these proceeds goes to the Rebel Club, and the price of each of these is $60.
For more information, please call the numbers at the bottom of the screen.
Mark Banks with his 8th touchdown of the year. The Rebels lead at 14-0 as Lee Deal prepares to kick off to the Tigers. Fernando Beard and Toby Ziegler, the deep men for the Neville Tigers, as they prepare to receive the kickoff once again from West Monroe, now leading 14-0.
And not the scenario that Neville wanted to unfold here early, and that's to go down by 2 touchdowns.
Lee Deal approaches the football, gets his foot into it, and hits it nicely. Ziegler at the 5 for Neville. Back to the 10, 15. Ziegler the 20, breaks out to the 25, avoids a man to the 30. They finally corral him and knock him down to the 33-yard line. The Tigers will take it there. They are thanks to Scooter Pleasant and CenturyTel for all of their assistance with communications at all the West Monroe football games. CenturyTel also provides our live audio stream of the games on our website, www.y106.com. Your business and home communication solutions. Look them up on the web at www.centurytel.net. Matt Richardson made the tackle for the Rebels on that kickoff return of Toby Ziegler. Neville goes now from their own 33-yard line. First down and 10. Robert Lane takes that football and is going to run the ball to the left side. Lane across the 35. He is out of bounds out around the 40-yard line. So Lane with a good run as he just took it out of the shotgun. Turned the corner and got it out to about the 40. The gain of 7 yards on that play, Jim. We're to be 2nd and 3 for the Neville Tigers.
Well, that time looked like Neville just had the Tigers, the Rebels outflanked to one side, just had more men than the Rebels had to cover. And Robert Lane did a good job, but he headed for the out of bounds pretty quickly.
Des Abrams ran him out of bounds, but the Tigers have 2nd down and 3 from their own 40. Again, the shotgun for Lane, and he has the ball. He rolls to the other side, and he passes upfield, has a man at the 45 and out to about the 49-yard line. That reception will give the Tigers a first down, and the reception is by Andy Jones, number 3. So Jones with his first catch of the game, and the Tigers with a first down. Number 3 for the Rebels, Chase Bostic knocked him down, but Neville a first down and 10 at their own 49-yard line.
And I believe that's the first down of the football game for the Neville Tigers.
Tigers send 3 receivers left. Ziegler, Abney, and Jones. Orlando Beard is the running back there with Robert Lane this time. First down play. Lane rolling left and passing incomplete. That pass intended for Andy Jones, but he couldn't quite get high enough to get it. Jones, a 5'7" junior. Make it 2nd and 10 with the incomplete pass. The Neville Tigers at their own 49 with 3:31 remaining in the first quarter. West Monroe leads the Tigers 14-0.
And Frank, on that last play, Coach Arledge brought Chase Bostic from the left corner position and Jared Frost on the blitz to put pressure on Robert Lane.
6'3" and 195-pound sophomore. Robert Lane backs up in the shotgun. Orlando Beard back there with him, and he's going to fake to him. Lane throw, big trouble. They got him. He's throwing the pass incomplete as he's hit, and a flag has gone down. He was leveled, Lane was. Ricky Gio and others were there. There were a wave of tacklers coming at him, Jim, and they lowered the boom on him. We're going to have grounding called against the Neville Tigers. He just got rid of that thing that time. Rebels with great pressure on Robert Lane.
Well, Frank, that won't count as a sack, I don't guess, but it might as well have been because Robert Lane had nowhere to throw the ball. He was about to get sacked, and he just threw it out in the flats, and that he didn't have a receiver out there, according to that official. And now that official is going to pick up the flag. Someone talked him out of it.
Evidently. They ruled it an incomplete pass. Rebels had a jailbreak coming. They had everybody coming, and a wave of tacklers were after him, and they really knocked him down. They're going to wave off the grounding call, so the Tigers have 3rd down and 10 now from the original line of scrimmage, which was their own 49.
Frank, we got a chance to watch the replay, and number 84 was in the area, but that's being very generous by saying he was in the area.
And play is stopped before the snap of the ball this time as Lane got the snap, but we've got flags going down. A penalty is going to be assessed, and I think this will go against Neville.
We saw some movement along the white jerseys along that offensive line, and that will be the call.
5-yard penalty, move it back to the Neville 44-yard line where the Tigers have 3rd down and 15. Number 1, that's Tim Abney. Andy Jones and Bradley McCoy, the wide receivers to the left side. Number 2, Toby Ziegler is the split end right. Also, they'll have Beard set as a wing out there. And back in the shotgun is going to be Robert Lane. And Rebels come across again before the snap of the football. Did the Tigers rear up to bring him across?
Well, one of the coaches on the Neville sideline threw down his hat as if one of his linemen had moved. But they're going to call it against West Monroe. In fact, one of the Neville coaches, he's now picking up his hat at about the 42 or 43-yard line. He felt as though one of his linemen had moved and threw his hat down in disgust, but they're going to get the Rebels for offside.
Offsides against West Monroe, so they move it back to the 49 of Neville. That was the original line of scrimmage, and there it is 3rd down and 10 for the Tigers. They've had 1 first down on this drive. 5 wide receivers, 3 left and 2 go right. Lane all by himself on the shotgun. They need 10 yards for the first down. Lane is sacked. He's down back at the 45-yard line. Good coverage by the Rebels secondary. And Darren Smith got to him, the 245-pound junior, his 2nd sack of the year. Darren had a good game last week against Moss Point, and he got the sack on Robert Lane. Somewhat of a cover sack, Jim. Even though it was a quick play, the Rebels did have good coverage as Neville tried to throw the football.
Well, Robert Lane just... If it was a coverage sack, it was quick coverage because Robert Lane just had a split second to make a decision.
You're right. It was pretty quick coverage. 4th down, and the Tigers in punt formation. The kick is away now by Jerry Carter. Back goes J.J. Lets it bounce over his head at the 5, and it is going to be down near the end zone. It went over the line. Actually bounced back to the 1, but it went across the goal line, Jim, so the Rebels will get the advantage of having it out of the 20-yard line. We have another flag now?
No, it was a 51-yard punt, but they net only 31 yards because it went into the end zone.
Let's check in with Bill before the Rebels go on offense from the 20.
Guys, a pretty dangerous position that J.J. was in as he let that ball get over his head. It acted like a sand wedge and backed up at about the 1, but fortunately across the goal line, and now 1st down and 20 for the Rebels.
A 55-yard punt, excuse me, Frank.
Rebels go from their own 20-yard line on the touchback. J.J. Johnson, the tailback, and he'll get the pitch on the option. He is going to be knocked down at the 22-yard line. Only 2 yards on the options. They faked inside and made the pitch. Marcus McFarland with a good tackle for the Neville Tigers, coming up from strong safety and dumping J.J. at the Rebel 22. There, it'll be 2nd down, 8 yards to go for the Rebels with 2:22 to play in the first quarter with West Monroe leading the Tigers 14-0.
Frank, we now know why Marcus McFarland is the 2nd leading tackler on that Neville Tiger football team. did make a great stop in the open field on J.J. Johnson.
Miller McVay is wide to the left side of the football field. Mario Taylor in the slot over there. And Barfield, who made a touchdown grab earlier, goes right. Back to throw Tucker. Looking for Barfield. Diving try. Did he catch the ball? No.
Yes!
Unbelievable. A great catch at the 33-yard line. A diving reception by Barfield. And a first down reception of 13 yards. Cedric Percy on the coverage, but a great play by Barfield. In fact, Jim, I'd already called it incomplete.
Well, it's a great thing that they mowed this football field because he barely picked that one up off the grass.
I think you're right. So West Monroe first down at their own 33-yard line. Barfield with two big catches. First one was a 57-yard touchdown reception. And then that diving first down catch there. First down from the 33. Turner goes in motion right to left. Quarterback Mitch Tucker is going to take that ball and fake. Back to throw on the play action. He fires, has Turner. No, it is incomplete. Michael Turner couldn't come up with a football.
That football just got there too soon. I don't think Michael Turner knows quite yet how strong that arm is from Mitch Tucker because he came out of his break. He was open, and the ball went right over his head.
You know, Turner's still looking for a breakthrough game. He came out for football after being a great basketball player, and they know he has great potential. You just wait to see him break out with a big one.
He's made some great catches, but as you say, he hasn't really put together just one big-time game yet.
Rebels 2nd and 10 from the 33, and it's Tucker back to throw, firing complete to DeMario Taylor at the 40. He's out to the 44-yard line and run out of bounds there near the first down stick is DeMario Taylor. So a nice job by the Rebels off the play action as Tucker faked and hit DeMario Taylor over the left flat. Jerry Ross knocked him down and near the first down stick, but a little bit short, Jim, at about the 43-yard line of West Monroe. The Rebels have third down and about a yard to go.
The Rebels have great wide receivers in McVay, Barfield, and Turner. But I tell you what, these running backs can also, every one of them can catch the football.
Absolutely. Slot eye set right. Rebels need a yard for the first down from their own 43. They'll give it inside. It's going to be J.J., and he's hit down near the first down stick of the 44. Didn't get much, but didn't need much. They may bring the chains out to measure as Donnell Cassie, one of the strong safeties, made the hit on J.J. Johnson. The Rebels at their own 44 will be close enough to measure. They'll bring the chains out. While they do that, we'll send it to the sidelines and bring in Bill Nard.
Well, guys, if they made it by just the nose of the football, maybe half a length. If not, they'll be that much short. I think it appears it's going to be a first down, though, for West Monroe. I'd like to say hi to all the good folks at Superior Protection in West Monroe and also Superior Motors over in West Monroe. I know that they're all listening. Bobby Breen's younger brother, Eddie, works at Superior Motors. He said he'd be working late, but he'd try to get to the football game, wanted us to say hi, and so we're going to do that. And I tell you what, West Monroe needs to drive here, guys. Go up 21, certainly put Neville in a bad situation.
First down, the Rebels at their own 44-yard line as Mitch Tucker has an eye backfield, slot eye formation, fake on the pitch out, rolling right in the bootleg and passing upfield, and the pass is incomplete, intended for Turner. Nicely devised play, but they just didn't put it all together as quarterback Mitch Tucker bootleg Jim, faking the pitch out the other way. Had one defender he didn't fool, but he did manage to beat him, but he had his timing off a little bit, and Mitch Tucker could not complete the pass. So bring it back to the Rebel 43. It is second down and 10 yards to go there.
And I think Coach Stone and Coach House, Frank, they're trying awfully hard to get Michael Turner involved in this offense, but they just can't quite get him the football.
Here comes Barfield to the right side of the football field, and up high to the left side goes the split end Miller McVay. Turner in the slot to the right side. High backfield, second and 10, and a fake inside. Tucker to throw, hit as he lets it go. The pass is intercepted by the Tigers and down at the Neville 37-yard line. Nice play in the secondary for the Neville Tigers by Josh Roberts, the safety man. No, it's Cedric Bussey, number 28, and that's his fourth interception of the year, and a nice play by Bussey. The pressure on quarterback Robert Apperly applied by Apperly on Mitch Tucker. He was hit just as he let that ball go.
In fact, that's why the ball was intercepted, Frank, because he was hit, as you mentioned, as soon as the ball was being released, and the ball just floated up in the air. Great job of recognition by Bursey, who came up with the interception.
Tigers first and 10, their own 37-yard line. 45 seconds to play in the first quarter. Here's Lane in the shotgun, takes the ball, hands off to Scalia inside. He drives to the 40, has some room, 45, midfield. Scalia on the run to the 40, 35. He's to the 30 and hits down from behind at the Rebel 25-yard line is James Scalia for the Tigers. Ron Macbeth finally ran him down. But the biggest play of the game for the Neville Tigers is fullback James Scalia found daylight on the left side. The race was on. They say his knee hit on the 27-yard line. First down there for the Tigers at the West Monroe 37 after a 35-yard run by James Scalia, the senior running back.
And Scalia almost broke it for 6 that time. A great shoestring tackle by Ron McBeth.
Scalia again in the backfield with Robert Lane, who's in the shotgun. One receiver is left, 2 go right. Shotgun formation, a fake by Lane. He passes incomplete. In and out of the hands of the intended receiver, who was Peyton Farr, 185-pound sophomore tight end. So that incomplete pass will give the Tigers second down and 10 from the Rebel 27-yard line.
Frank, the Rebels have only sacked Lane one time tonight, but they have hit him on just about every play. That last play, B.J. Simmons really nailed Robert Lane.
Bradley McCoy, Andy Jones, and Tim Abney are wide to the right side for Neville. Toby Ziegler goes left. In the backfield, Lane and again Scalia on 2nd and 10. Neville from the Rebel 27-yard line after Scalia's run. There's the snap, a fake by Lane. He runs, he's hit hard and dropped for a loss back at the 30. Lane ran into a wall of defenders, and Case Sanders leveled him at the 30-yard line. They lose 3 yards on the play.
That's his 5th tackle for a loss on the season, Case Sanders, and he played awfully well last week, by the way.
He did. In fact, all these defenders did. And now the Tigers, after that loss, have 3rd down and 13 yards to go. Back at the West Monroe 30-yard line, late in the first quarter of this football game. Lane in the shotgun, 3rd and 13. Has the snap. He wants to throw. He passes incomplete. And trying to get the ball into the hands of Toby Ziegler. The first quarter has come to an end. We'll be back with second period action. The score after 12 minutes of football. The Rebels 14, the Tigers nothing. You're listening to West Monroe football.
Throughout Northeast Louisiana, Hibernia is a strong part of our communities, helping families grow stronger, providing small businesses with the financial strength they need, offering innovative services like online banking, which gives you the convenience you want. No matter where you go in Northeast Louisiana, Hibernia is close by. Maybe it's time you switch to Hibernia, because we know what matters most to you. Hibernia.
I'm Mary Lou Retton. In 1984, I won an Olympic gold medal when the judges gave my vault a 10. It was a perfect score, but I'm not a perfect person. I do know someone who is, though, and I've committed my life to him. His name is Jesus Christ. Do you know him? The world's only perfect 10.
At Pine Hill,
Tigers got a 35-yard run by James Scalia to get it into Rebel territory. Right now, though, the Neville Tigers have it at the West Monroe 30 with 4th down and 13, trailing 14-0 to the Rebels as we begin the second quarter.
Frank, Lane is only 2 of 8 in the first half.
Lane in the shotgun, 4th and 13, has the snap, rush coming, passes away, throwing long and incomplete. Overshooting the intended receiver, the Rebels going to take over on downs. They'll take it at the 30-yard line. Hey, we welcome Twin City Imports as one of our sponsors of West Monroe football. Twin City Imports on Louisville Avenue in Monroe.
Also, thanks to Plumbing, Inc. for all of your plumbing, heating, and air conditioning needs. Call Plumbing Incorporated, your Delta Treatment Plant dealer, Cypress Street, West Monroe, the largest Bryant dealer in Northeast Louisiana.
Arkansas Stone, despite the heat, you can get ready for the winter with fireplace inserts and wood stoves from Troy Cobb at Arkansas Stone on Highway 15 in West Monroe. Don't forget Arkansas Stone. Here we go now. Rebels from their own 30. First down and 10 yards to go. Tucker's going to pitch it out. Sweeping left is Edward Dade, and he is out to the 34-yard line and knocked down there near the 35. That was an old-fashioned power sweep, Jim. They tossed it out to Dade, who was back there all by himself in the backfield. LaDarren Mathis knocked him down. The Rebels get 4 yards on the play out to the West Monroe 34-yard line.
And one of those blockers out there leading the way was big number 74, Andrew Whitworth.
So it's second down, 6 for the Rebels, their own 34-yard line. Banks back in at fullback now, and J.J. Johnson in at tailback. Pro-I formation, a wide receiver, McVay to the left side, and here's a pitch out to J.J. He's across the 35 and out of bounds at about the 38-yard line is J.J. Johnson. Rebels going to be 2 or 3 yards short of the first down as they ran the option and got the pitch to the trail man, J.J. Johnson.
Frank, one of the things I've been impressed with the Rebel defense is the ability of their cornerbacks to shake off the blocks from our wide receivers who do a great job of blocking downfield. And those cornerbacks, once they get off the blocks, they know what to do. They know how to tackle or go to the football and tackle the runner.
Rebels need about 3 yards for the first down. Hand off to J.J. Good move in the backfield across the 40, 45. First down and 4 to the 50-yard line goes J.J. Johnson. What a run and what moves did he make along the line of scrimmage. Donnell Cassie finally knocked him down with a first down and 10 for the Rebels after a great run by J.J. Johnson. The football at the midfield stripe, but hold it. A flag is down. They're backing up. They're going to call it back.
And they're talking to Neville, so you're exactly right. It appears that some type of hold will be called against West Monroe. So instead of third down and short, it will bring up third down and long.
Penalty of 10 yards against the Rebels will move the ball back to the 30-yard line of West Monroe. Yeah, that's a 20-yard net penalty. They had it to the 50 with a first down. Now the Rebels back to the 30 and third down and 10 yards to go from their own 30.
So a big penalty against West Monroe. That puts them in a hole here at third down and long.
McVeigh and Taylor and Johnson are all wide to the left side. Barfield and Turner go right. Back to throw is going to be Tucker. Sets up a screen. The ball is incomplete and almost intercepted. Big Abricas Amos was there for the Tigers. He'd intercepted that ball. The 305-pounder may have scored a touchdown. Those defensive linemen love that. He couldn't quite get it. He did get his hands on the ball. It is an incomplete pass to make it fourth down and 10.
Well, I'm not sure Abricas practices that play too much, and that's trying to catch a little screen pass and running it in for a touchdown. But you're right. Had he been able to catch the ball, he might have scored.
Toby Ziegler deep for Neville as Mims Boyce goes into punt formation. First time tonight for the Rebels. Fourth down and 10. High snap but controlled, and Mims hits it nicely. Ziegler lets it bounce at the Neville 40. It's going to take a Rebel bounce inside the 35, inside the 30, all the way down to about the 28-yard line of the Neville Tigers. So that's a good punt that time, of 42 yards by Mims Boyce. The Tigers will take it there.
Want to thank TP Outdoors. Get ready for hunting season now at your hunting headquarters, TP Outdoors. 2 locations to serve you, 100 Mill Street, West Monroe, and 2820 Sterlington Road in Monroe.
And Acme Glass and Mirror for auto, home, and commercial glass, certified technicians, and 24-hour emergency service. Acme Glass and Mirror with 3 locations to serve you in West Monroe, Monroe, and Ruston. Acme Glass and Mirror, give us a break. The Tigers from their own 28-yard line, trailing 14-0. 10:09 to play here in the first half of this football game. And Robert Lane is back on the shotgun. Has the snap, and he will throw. The pass overthrown, intended for Toby Ziegler. Good coverage by Chase Bostic for the Rebels. The Tigers have second down and 10 from their own 28-yard line. And now, that's only 2 completions in what?
2 completions in 10 attempts. So 2 out of 10 for Robert Lane, and he only has, 16 yards passing. So the passing game really been ineffective for the Tigers, and one of the things Jerry Arledge is doing is bringing an awful lot of pressure from all different angles, linebackers, cornerbacks, safeties, you name it.
That's the main reason so far. That time, Glentrell Ware was the guy bearing down on Robert Lane. Second and 10, the Tigers from their own 28. Lane rolls left. He may run the ball. He is hit and dropped, losing yardage back at the 25. He lost 3 as Lucas Jackson wrapped him up and knocked him down back at the Neville 25-yard line.
And I'm not sure if that was a run or pass. If it was a pass, it looked like an awful play. But I think he was going to run the ball all the way. He just couldn't find anywhere to run the football.
So the Tigers third down and 15 yards to go now with 9:40 remaining in the first half. We're in the second period of the game. The Rebels lead it 14-0. Got the first score on an Adam Barfield 57-yard reception of a pass from Mitch Tucker. Second score set up on an interception by Ron Macbeth. Here we go. The Tigers third down, and back to throw the ball is Lane. Rebels hit it. They fumbled the football. Rebels have picked it up and returning a touchdown. The Rebels have picked up the loose football and returned for a touchdown. The hit was by Darren Smith, and then it was Ricky Gio, Jim, who picked it up and scores for the Rebels, and it's 20-0 West Monroe.
Oh, my, Darren Smith. What a hit he put on Robert Lane, and then Rick Gio there to scoop up the football and rumble in for a Rebel touchdown.
Let's go to Bill on the sideline.
Well, guys, it couldn't have happened to a better young man. Rick Gio, as we talked about in the pregame, had probably one of the best football games he's had since being a West Monroe Rebel. And he picked up tonight. I tell you what, I'm impressed with the interior pressure, Jim. Not only blitzes and from the corners and the angles that Coach Arledge is doing, but the interior pressure of that defensive line has been phenomenal, and Gio was a recipient of big-time pressure that time.
The extra point by Lee Deal is in the air, and the kick is good. So Darren Smith shakes the ball loose. Ricky Gio picks it up and scores for the Rebels, and we'll be back with a score 21-0. This is West Monroe football.
Sometimes the most difficult thing in the world is finding someone who cares. There are times when you need a good friend, but finding one isn't easy unless you look in the right places. Like our church, it's full of people who care, people who know how to love and support each other, people who draw strength from Jesus.
Welcome back to Rebel Stadium. The score 21-0 in favor of West Monroe. We want to thank St. Francis Medical Center, the most comprehensive health care in Northeast Louisiana. We care and they care about family.
And also Tom Sanders Building Mart is more than just a lumber yard with fast in and fast out service. Shop where the contractors buy at Tom Sanders Building Mart on Downey Pines Road in West Monroe.
Our thanks also to Community Trust Bank.
Rebels are going to kick that ball off now as Lee Deal once again has it teed up. The Tigers have Orlando Beer deep along with Toby Ziegler. The kickoff by Lee Deal. He hit it beautifully.
Wow.
That ball is deep in the end zone. They'll not bring it out there. You can't bring it out, of course, in high school football. And Lee Deal got all of that one.
I don't think Ziegler wanted to break that one out even if he could, Frank. By the way, let's make a point. When Darren Smith made that hit and that sack on Robert Lane, they only rushed 3 that time, Frank. And Rick Gio, after he picked up the fumble, he actually broke a tackle to get into the end zone. So a 3-man rush resulted in 7 points for West Monroe. Just a great job by the defense.
Well, Coach Schau said he wanted Coach Arliss to score a few points tonight.
Well, he just got 6.
He got his first score. Here are the Tigers from their own 20-yard line, trailing 21-0. And Lane is going to hand it off. Scalia looks for room, and he's going to be hit and dropped at about the 24-yard line. Got about 4 yards, a little drop play inside. Lucas Jackson, the middle linebacker, diagnosed the play and made the stop for West Monroe. Actually on the 23, make it a 3-yard gain. Second down and 7 yards to go for Neville.
Thanks to Community Trust Bank at your service for all your banking needs with locations in Lincoln, Union, and Ouachita Parish.
Back to the shotgun go the Tigers on second down and 7 yards to go as Robert Lane shouts instructions out there. Has Scalia back there with him in the shotgun. And he's going to hand it to Scalia. He is in trouble and losing yardage. Hit and drop back of the 20-yard line. They lost the 3 yards back. Jared Frost from strong safety and Ricky Gio, who had just scored that touchdown, combined on the tackle that time. And Neville now will have 3rd down and 10 from their own 20-yard line.
Neville had absolutely no success throwing the football. 2 of 10, Robert Lane is, and he's been on his backside the entire first half. So these last 2 plays on this possession, they've simply tried to run the football with no success either.
Tigers send 3 receivers to the right side, 2 go right. Nobody back there with Lane now on 3rd down and 10 from their own 20-yard line. The sophomore quarterback now, a flag has been thrown, and the linesman is going to step in, and we will have a penalty assessed.
Going to be offsides against West Monroe. Someone must have crossed that imaginary line or into that jumped into the neutral zone, and that'll make this 3rd down conversion somewhat easier for the Tigers.
Ball is moved to the 25-yard line of Neville, and there the Tigers have 3rd down and 5 yards to go. We're midway or near midway to the second quarter of the game, but West Monroe has a 21-0 lead over the Neville Tigers in the opening District 2 5A game of the 2000 football season. Orlando Beard, the running back there, but Lane wants to throw, and he fires, caught out of the 30, 35, on his feet to the 40 as Ziegler knocked down the 45-yard line on a first down reception by Toby Ziegler. Chase Bostic knocked him down, but the Tigers 1st down and 10 at their own 45-yard line. Nice pass by Lane and a good catch and run by the junior wide receiver Toby Ziegler.
That's probably the best pass of the night by Robert Lane, who came into the ball game completing 52% of his passes, and he had thrown for almost 1,300 1,500 yards on the season.
First down, Neville at his own 45-yard line after that pass from Lane to Ziegler. Lane in the shotgun again. He's going to run the ball. Now pitch it out on the option. Trail back. That's going to be Beard to midfield. He's to the Rebel 48-yard line, and knocked down there is Orlando Beard. They ran out of the option. They ran out of the shotgun, Jim, but they ran the option, and the pitch went to Beard, trailing Robert Lane, and he advanced it across the midfield stripe to the Rebel 48-yard line. So the gain is about 7, maybe 8 yards on the play. Des Abrams and D.J. Holloway combine on the tackle. Neville has second down and about 2.5 yards needed for the first down.
The first time we've seen that play called and run tonight by the Tigers, and they ran it to perfection.
Back to the shotgun is quarterback Robert Lane. Second down play. Again, he runs the same play. This time he pitches late and in trouble, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. This time Beard is run back by the Rebels. Ron Macbeth and Des Abrams were both there, and they pushed him back. Mims Boyce also there, applying pressure on the quarterback Lane. And they lose yardage in the play back beyond the midfield stripe to about the Tiger 48, call it the 49-yard line. So it will bring up third down, about 5 yards to go now for Neville. They lost about 3 more on that play.
Well, West Monroe was fooled a little bit the first time they ran that play, but not the second.
Scalia replaces Beard in the backfield for Neville. He'll bring a play into Robert Lane, who will shout instructions to a teammate. They don't huddle. They call the play on the field. Lane back to the shotgun, 3rd and 5, has the snap, fake short, looks long, throws the football downfield. It is incomplete, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, who was Bradley McCoy. McCoy let it go right through the breadbasket, Jim. Ron Macbeth was back on the coverage, but a beautiful pass from Lane, but they couldn't complete the pass. It is 4th down and about 5 for the Tigers. It looks as if they'll punt it away from their own 49.
Ron Macbeth, Frank, was in great position to intercept that football, but he mistimed his jump, and he went up too soon, and the ball should have been caught by McCoy, and he had a chance to score a touchdown had he held on to the football.
Jerry Carter will punt the football for Neville, and J.J. Johnson is the deep man for the West Monroe Rebels, standing back at his own 12-yard line. So Carter for the Tigers awaits the pass from center, has the football, and gets the kick away. He kicks it high. And J.J. comes up and catches or dives and catches the ball at the 24. A very dangerous play by J.J. Johnson. But he makes the diving reception at the Rebel 24, where West Monroe will take the football. With 5:44 to play in the first half, we'll send it to the sidelines and check in with Bill.
Guys, you think that J.J. knows the fair catch signal?
Not sure.
Oh, my goodness. I'll tell you what, West Monroe's had a couple of opportunities. This will be a nice time for a score. Defenses play well, pitched a shutout, but I think, guys, that if Neville's going to be successful, it may be running the football. I'll tell you what, the defense has got the pass down pat so far.
Rebels first down from their own 24-yard line. Rolling left is Tucker to throw, and he fires the pass. Caught. No, incomplete. A diving try by McVay. He bobbled that thing 3-4 times and tried to make a magician's catch out of it, Jim, and he couldn't quite have it. If he had it, it would have been a great catch. It is an incomplete pass to Martinez Edwards on the coverage for Neville.
It was interesting there for a couple of seconds, and you thought Miller was going to come up with that football, but he just couldn't quite do so.
That time, Mitch Tucker, rolling left, had to pass against the grain, and he delivered the ball there, and McVay almost came up with a circus catch. Second down and 10 yards to go. The Rebels, 5.5 minutes to play here in the first half. Banks will be the fullback, and J.J. Johnson the tailback. McVay is wide to the left as the split end. Turner's in the slot out there, and wide to the right side of the football field. The other senior wide receiver, Adam Barfield. Up in that offensive line, Chris Bowery, the center. The guards are Rundell Hill and Hank Hamilton. The tackles are Big Andrew Whitworth and William Gregory. And an ever-improving, very fine offensive line.
And boy, did they play well in the second half last week. Probably the best. Coach Arledge said that's the best he's ever seen the offense play in the second half against Moss Point.
Scored 28 points against a great defense in one half. Second and 10, the Rebels, their own 24-yard line. As Tucker takes that ball, gives it off inside to Banks. He banks it out to the 25, 26-yard line. He'll be stopped there after gaining just a couple of yards in heavy traffic. So it'll be third down, about 8 yards to go for West Monroe now. They have gotten that thing to the 27. We'll call it third down and 7. Scott Nelson, 225-pound senior defensive end, making the tackle for the Neville Tigers. Clock running with 5 minutes remaining here in the second quarter. The Rebels ahead 21-0.
And really, the Tigers need to stop the Rebels here, Frank, and try to get the football back and put some points on the board before they go in at halftime. They're down 3 scores, not out of the football game by any means, but they need a big play in their favor.
Rebels set the slot to the right side. Third down, about 7 for West Monroe. Out of the eye. Here's a fake by Tucker. Rose left to throw. Looking, throwing across the middle. The pass incomplete. Trying to get it to Barfield, but overthrowing him. A long incomplete pass will make it 4th down and 7. Rebels are going to have to punt it away. Hey, let's talk trash. Waste Systems of Louisiana for construction, industrial, commercial waste removal, quality service, and competitive pricing. No one talks trash like waste.
Thanks to Golson AeroPress, convenient fuel and service for your home, farm, or industry with portable gas for camping, mobile home, and travel trailers. Golson AeroPress.
Mims Boys is in punt formation for West Monroe, and Toby Ziegler will be a single safety for the Neville Tigers. There's a snap. Mims Boys has it, and he'll get the kick away. Nice punt. Ziegler under at the Neville 40. Brings it back to the 45. He's in midfield. He is down at the West Monroe 49-yard line. So the Tigers with pretty good field position. Again, this possession, Dusty Bastian is there to make a good tackle on the return for West Monroe. But Ziegler got it across the 50, Jim, and Neville goes from the Rebel 49.
And give the Tiger defense a little credit. They gave up a couple of touchdowns in the first quarter. One, the long pass to Barfield. The other was just a short run after the Macbeth interception. But after that, they've really kind of shut down this West Monroe offense, not allowed them to score.
Robert Lane in the shotgun, barking signals for the Neville Tigers. First down, the Rebel 49 with 4:19 to play in the first half. There's the snap of the shotgun and a pass batted in the air and incomplete. Lentrell Ware got his hands on that ball and batted it up in the air and incomplete. Everybody went diving for it, but it fell to the ground, so it's 2nd down and 10 for the Tigers of the Rebel 49.
And now both Chase Bostic was coming from his corner position and Glentrell rushing or on the blitz from his linebacker position. And they began to come a little too early. They showed the blitz a little bit too early, and I think Robert Lane was able to see it and check off.
Lane glances over the bench and gets the play. They do not huddle. 2nd down and 10. They go from the 49 of West Monroe. There's the snap. Hands it off to Scalia inside. He banks it down to the 44-yard line. 5 yards right down the gut that time of the senior running back, James Scalia. Mims Boyce knocked him down. Hey, our thanks to Group 1 Realty. As they thank West Monroe High School alumni at Group 1 Realty for all their support of West Monroe High School football.
Frank Scalia now has 6 carries for 45 yards. He's been the most effective weapon on offense for the Tigers.
Neville has 3rd down and 5 from the Rebel 44-yard line. In the shotgun, Robert Lane awaits the snap from his center, Landon Hughes. He has the football. He will throw over the middle. The pass incomplete. Number 4, the intended receiver, that's Bradley McCoy, got his hands on the ball, but he couldn't hold it. D.J. Holloway was back there on the coverage. The Tigers have 4th down. Appears they will punt it away once again.
And Frank Lane is now 3 of 14. But let me tell you, in defense of Robert Lane tonight, he's been under an awful lot of pressure, but he's probably had 4 or 5 drops by receivers. In fact, McCoy should have caught that ball.
Hit him right in the hands that time. So here are the Tigers, Jerry Carter to punt it. Nobody back for West Monroe this time, as they'll let that ball just be punted dead. 3.5 minutes to play in the half. There's the punt by Carter. That ball is going to come down and bounce around the 10, goes inside the 5. Neville trying to get to it. They do. They're going to kill it at the 2-yard line. Great job by the Tigers punting team that time as they kill it at the Rebel 2-yard line. The Rebels will take it there with 3.5 minutes to play in the second quarter, leading 21-0. We'll send it to the sidelines. Check in with Bill.
Well, guys, you guys have talked about how well the Neville defense has played, and I think Coach Giles and the offensive staff over here have been talking to their kids. And I think West Monroe has kind of stopped themselves, and it's hard to tell maybe from up there, but we're not getting to some blocks that we normally get to, and we're not playing as smart on the offensive line as Coach Giles would like for him to play. It'll be interesting to talk with him at halftime and see what he has to say about that.
Here come the Rebels from the 2-yard line. 1st down and 10. Mitch Tucker is going to take the ball and fake and pass from the end zone. He's hit as he lets it go, and the pass is incomplete. He faked that ball, Jim, and stepped about 3 yards deep in the end zone. Was trying to hit Barfield down the sideline, and Mitch Tucker was hit just as he let that ball go. The blitzing linebacker was after him. That was Robert Apperly.
And I tell you what, Frank, Apperly was within a whisker of sacking Mitch Tucker that time as he got in quickly off the right side and to the blind side of Mitch Tucker. Mitch just simply didn't see him, and they're fortunate to still have the football right now.
Well, that of course, would have either been a touchdown if he fumbled the ball, or it would have been a safety. The Rebels from the 2-yard line now. Second down and 10 yards to go. And a give inside of the fullback Banks. He gets 2 yards, maybe 3, as he bulls his way out to about the 5-yard line. So the 194-pound senior Mark Banks runs it straight ahead for the Rebels. Scott Nelson makes the tackle. The Tigers ask for timeout with 3:10 left in the half. We'll pause and return for the score. West Monroe 21 and Neville nothing. You're listening to West Monroe football.
Hi, everybody. I'm Don Chowles of the West Monroe Rebels. I'd like to offer to you one of the artist proofs. We have 150 copies that are signed by Jerry Arledge, Don Chowles, and Ron Atwood at $300 each.
In addition to that, there are 1,500 copies of Rebel Pride that are signed by Ron Atwood. Part of these proceeds goes to the Rebel Club, and the price of each of these is $60.
For more information, please call the numbers at the bottom of the screen.
RyanChevy.com, your Chevrolet Internet connection. RyanChevy.com, Chevrolet cars and trucks delivered directly to you at unbelievable prices. RyanChevy.com, we'll be there.
3:10 remaining here in the first half of the football game. Rebels 3rd down 7 from the 5-yard line. Tucker back to throw out of the end zone. Passing incomplete. In and out of the hands of Miller McVeigh. A little high, Jim. McVeigh at 5'10" dove, jumped as high as he could to try to catch the football, and it kind of sizzled through his fingertips. The Rebels are going to have to punt it out of the end zone with 3 minutes remaining in the first half.
And Miller will be the first one to tell you that he should have held on to that pass. He would like to have that one back. But, again, give some credit to that Tiger defense. They put pretty good pressure on Mitch Tucker. He heard his throw just a little bit, although it was a pretty accurate throw.
Mims Boyce is going to punt the football. He is standing just inside the back line of the end zone. There's the snap. He'll have to kick it quickly, and he does. Hit it nicely. End-over-end kick. Ziegler for the Neville Tigers at the West Monroe 40.
His knee went down.
His knee hit as he caught the football. Tough break for Ziegler because he was about to make a good return, but he caught the ball with a knee on the ground at the West Monroe 40, but the Tigers still have good field position, Jim, taking over the ball at West Monroe's 40-yard line.
And let's see what Robert Lane can do. He's still 3 of 14 passing on the night. The biggest weapon so far has been James Scalia, 6 rushes for 45 yards.
So they move the chains to get them ready to go. Our thanks to Scooter Pleasant and CenturyTel for all of their help in these West Monroe High School football games. CenturyTel also provides our live audio stream of games on the website, www.y106.com. Your business and home communication solutions, CenturyTel. Tigers first down at the West Monroe 40-yard line. Lane gets the snap, hands off to the running back Scalia, banks it down to the 35-yard line and goes down there. About 5 yards straight ahead, running a handoff out of the shotgun that time. A little draw play, and Scalia knocked down to the Rebel 35 by Darren Smith. The 245-pound junior is having a big game tonight, as he did last week against Moss Point, Mississippi.
Frank, across the river, the Ruston Bearcats lead the Ouachita Lions 12-6. Ruston 12, Ouachita 6. In the first half of play.
Pretty good ball game going there, and we expected it would be. We'll keep you updated on that one. Tigers second down about 5 from the 35-yard line of West Monroe. They ask for timeout. Timeout on the field. We'll be back. It's 21-0 the Rebels. This is West Monroe football.
Quality custom framing. Visit Cook's Frame and Mat Shop. Select from a wide variety of wildlife, floral, and Victorian prints. At Cook's Frame, you get custom framing without the custom price, and most custom orders done within 48 hours. You'll find collector pieces by artists like Terry Redmond and R.J. McDonald. Cook's also has accessories and gift items. Come visit Cook's Frame and Mat Shop, now open at 112 Blanchard Street, next to Hobby Lobby in West Monroe.
Wants to be a millionaire and move to Beverly Hills. Is that your final answer?
Oh, yes, sir.
Of course, the Beverly Hillbillies. Catch all the fun with the Clempets every week on this Family Net station. Each week on Family Net's movie classics, you'll never know who you're going to see. These timeless movies from the 30s, 40s, and 50s will take you back in time. Movie classics from Family Net, each week on this station.
I'm Frank Hoffman with Jim Norris, Bill Norris, Benji Noel, Tim Gallion, Ray Andy. And with 2:10 left here in the first half of the football game, Rebels lead the Tigers 21-0, but Neville has it at the Rebel 35. With second down, about 5.5 yards needed for the first down. Lane in the shotgun. He'll run to the left side. He's going to run the ball. He's hit and dropped, losing yardage at the 37-yard line as Lane. He lost 2 on that play. Glentrell Ware knocked him down at the 37-yard line. Nice play by the Rebel defender, linebacker Glentrell Ware, and also J.R. Hayden, Jim, who's always all over that football field.
He was certainly all over the football field in Moss Point last Friday night. He's just a competitor.
Uncanny how he makes those tackles in the secondary after rushing the quarterback, comes back upfield and tackles the receiver. He is just everywhere.
That's still amazing. One of the best plays I've seen by a defensive player ever.
Third down and 8 yards to go for the Neville Tigers now. There's the snap to Lane. He looks to throw. He steps up. He's going to run the ball. He's to the 35. He's down to the 30-yard line, and he's down out of bounds around the 30. He's near the first down, but a little bit short at the West Monroe 30-yard line. That comes with 1:30 left in the half. Mims' Boyce ran him out of bounds. As Lane was back to throw, decided to run the ball and found some running room. He got that thing down to very near the 30. They're going to say he's out of bounds just shy of the 30. They'll spot it there where it'll be fourth down and about a yard to go for the Neville Tigers.
And really a big possession here for the Neville Tigers. They're down 21-0, as you've alluded to. But if they can score here, they can get back into this football game because they will receive the kickoff in the second half.
So Lane, Bark signals out there. Scalia, the running back. Lane goes down under center this time, and he hands off to Scalia. Runs ahead. He is hit and dropped. No gain at the 30-yard line. The Rebels stand him up, led by Ricky Guillot. Guillot and others stand him up. The Rebels take over the football. Mims' Boyce is there. A number of red-shirted Rebels were there. They hit Scalia just as they took the handoff. Great job by the Rebels, and West Monroe takes over on down. They'll take it from their own 30-yard line and get a hand here from the crowd. Let's check in with Bill on the Rebel sideline.
Boy, just a great job defensively across that front. West Monroe got good penetration that time, Frank and Jim, and were able to stop that little counter draw that they've been running to Scalia that had been successful in the first half. And now the Rebels have an opportunity, 1:26 left in the first half to play, maybe to get some points on the board.
21-0, the Rebels ahead, and the Rebels go from their own 30-yard line after that great defensive opportunity. Here's Mitch Tucker pitching out. J.J. Johnson back against the grain, 35, 40, 45. He's at 50. He's at the 45, the 40. The race is on to the 30. J.J. to the 20. He's at the 10. He's at the 5. Touchdown, J.J. Johnson. A 70-yard touchdown run by J.J. Johnson and the West Monroe Rebels.
Frank, I'm not sure how many tackles he broke on that run, but he broke an awful lot. That was all J.J. Johnson on that run. What a fabulous run by J.J.
And you knew after he got away at the 40, nobody was going to catch the little guy.
Absolutely not.
J.J. Johnson with another touchdown run. Let's check in with Bill.
Well, I'm on the sideline. Give me 5, and
we're losing Bill a little bit.
Guys,
We'll check back with you in just a moment, Bill. We'll try to get that technical difficulty straightened out. Here's Lee Deal for the extra point now for the Rebels. The hole by Adam Barfield. The kick is up, and the kick is good. We'll be back with a score. West Monroe 28 and Neville nothing. You're listening to West Monroe football.
Throughout Northeast Louisiana, Hibernia is a strong part of our communities, helping families grow stronger, providing small businesses with the financial strength they need, offering innovative services like online banking, which gives you the convenience you want. No matter where you go in Northeast Louisiana, Hibernia is close by. Maybe it's time you switch to Hibernia, because we know what matters most to you. Hibernia.
Who's got red hair and never seems to be at a lack for words?
Howdy.
The Lucy Show, each week on this Family Net station. Before cops, before chips, even before Hill Street Blues, this TV program showed us what law enforcement was really about. Don't miss the Andy Griffith Show, each week on this Family Net station.
J.J. Johnson, the little guy, can really excite you. And he excited this crowd with a 70-yard touchdown run.
He excited me on that run. And Frank, we were just talking about it during the break. And what a turn of events. It was 21-0. The Tigers were driving. They're at the Rebel 30-yard line. 4th down and 1. If they picked that up, they might score. Instead, the Rebels hold. And then on the very first play, J.J. takes it 70 yards. And now it's 28-0. And this game may well be out of reach.
1:12 remaining here in the first half of this District 2 5A opener between the West Monroe Rebels and Neville Tigers. West Monroe to kick it off once again with Toby Ziegler and Philando Beard. The deep guys. Lee Deal, who does a great job with the kicking chores, gets his foot into it another time. Sails it down the field. Neville this time will go through the hands of Ziegler. Ziegler, and he didn't hold it, and he has to go back to the end zone to pick it up, and that means it's a touchback. So the Tigers take it out on the 20-yard line. 1st down and 10 behind, 28-0.
And even though 1 minute and 12 seconds remaining, I do not anticipate that the Tigers will try to score here. I would be certainly surprised if they do, although I guess they don't have a lot to lose down 28-0.
Hey, we welcome Twin City Imports as one of our sponsors for West Monroe High School football. Twin City Imports on Louisville Avenue in Monroe. Now Neville's Tigers 1st down and 10 is Lane. Shouts out the play out there. They never huddle. There's the snap, and Lane to throw, and he passes complete to 25, and a huge hit by the Rebels. Des Abrams getting a good bit of playing time tonight, Jim, and he took his head off. Andy Jones caught that ball, and he was really level just as he made the reception, just short of the 25 by Desiree Abrams.
And I think somebody needs to tell Andy Jones that he did make the catch on that play, and it's 2nd down.
2nd down, about 6 yards to go. They get 4 yards out to the 24-yard line. Lane again on the shotgun, and he has the ball, and he wants to throw it again, and he lets it go. The ball intercepted. Rebels have the line of scrimmage and down at the 18-yard line. The interception is by linebacker Mims Boyce.
He got it, and they threw a dart. They had a little quick slant, and I don't know how Mims caught that ball. He comes up limping, but just a great interception by Mims Boyce.
And he's given the Rebels the ball to the 18-yard line. Bill, did you see the play?
Well, Frank and Jim, Mims Boyce just stepped in the lane that quarterback Lane was trying to throw the football to. Looked like the ball might have slipped out of Lane. Sandy threw it low and right into Mims Boyce's gut. Matter of fact, Mims a little surprised that he had the football. Now West Monroe in good shape to score again with 38 seconds left.
18-yard line of Neville, and here's Tucker back to throw into the flat. He goes incomplete. That pass intended for
Britton Barnes.
Brett Barnes, the tight end. And Britton almost came up with it. A diving try by Barnes, but he couldn't quite hold it. So bring it back to the Neville 18-yard line. The Rebels have 2nd down and 10 with 32 seconds to play here in the first half.
So, Bill, are you saying that Mims caught the ball or the ball caught him?
Well, you're right, Jim. I think the ball caught Mims. He just covered it up, tried to make it all that he could.
And he got it to the 18-yard line where the Rebels have 2nd and 10. 4 receivers are wide left this time for West Monroe. No running backs. Tucker takes the ball and drops back and looks to throw, and he fires for the end zone. The pass is overthrown and incomplete, intended for Michael Turner. But pretty good coverage by the Tigers, too. So 3rd down and 10 now from the Neville 18-yard line. 26 seconds remain in the first half.
And that time, Michael Turner had an opportunity to catch that ball, but he jumped a little bit too soon. The ball was a little bit overthrown, but when you're 6'6" and have the leaping ability that he does, he had a chance to come down with that ball, but I think he just jumped a little bit too soon.
So McVeigh and Barfield and Turner and Taylor are all wide left again. No running backs again. 3rd down and 10. Back to throw Tucker. Big rush. Passes away. Caught by McVeigh at the 10-yard line, and he's down there. He's 2 yards shy of the first down, and the clock's running with 17 seconds left. Miller McVeigh with his first catch tonight, I believe, and his 9th of the year. Robert Apperly made the tackle. The Rebels at the Neville 10 have asked for timeout to stop the clock. We'll keep it here this time, as West Monroe will have a 4th down and a couple of yards to go. Or did we have a... Yeah, no,
got a penalty flag.
They're moving back. We did have a penalty. It's not going to be at the 10-yard line at all. They're going to back up the Rebels. Looks as if they're going to be guilty of holding.
My goodness.
Whatever it is, it's a long penalty. It is an illegal block, a clip, a chop block, and they move the ball all the way back to the 43-yard line, evidently from the point of the foul, Jim. But that thing was They had moved it down to the 10. It's back to the 43-yard line now.
So you see what a costly penalty that was.
Here we go. The Rebels have third down again. Third and extremely long. And Tucker to throw, and he fires into the flat. Incomplete. Intended for McVay. That ball had some zip on it that time. Got away from Mitch a little bit. And Miller all by himself down around the 30 simply couldn't make the catch.
Well, if he had made that catch, Frank, the clock would have run out in the first half of play because only 3 seconds remain now. So this time, West Monroe probably will just take one shot in the end zone. And if I'm the Rebels, I send 88 somewhere around that end zone, and I throw it up and let him go get it.
Well, he's out there. He'll be wide to the left side along with Taylor and McVay and Barfield. So here's Tucker at fourth down and long. Back to throw it. He fires it down the field. In the middle of the field, the pass is incomplete. The Tigers hold the Rebels as the first half comes to an end. And the West Monroe Rebels with an outstanding first half performance and enjoying a 28-0 lead as they go to the locker room at intermission. As they leave the field, we're going to check in with Bill, who will be with Coach Don Giles.
Well, Coach, even though the score is 28-0, it looks kind of like, from my vantage point, maybe the offense not clicking on all cylinders.
Well, Bill, you know, we're not playing very sharp. I thought we'd come out and play sharp tonight. We've practiced very good this week, and we've executed good, but we look flat as a flitter, and we're not blocking anybody on pass protection. And of course, when we do block, Mitch is not hitting anybody. I mean, we got people open, and we're just not throwing and catching the ball. So probably what we'll do is come back this next half and line up and start running the option more and a little play-action pass and go from there.
Well, I was going to ask that question. You answered my second question, so we'll let you get back to the locker room, guys. I think a very disappointed, Coach Giles, not from a standpoint of what reflects on the scoreboard, but from a standpoint of the way the kids have played. And I mentioned that a little while ago because I thought that each time the kids came off, they were a little disgruntled, kind of just bleary-eyed, and Coach Giles was trying to implore them to do the things that they were supposed to do. I don't think that they've thrown the ball well. They certainly haven't caught it, even though maybe the passes have been off just a little bit. Jim, you've alluded to that the balls are still going through the hands of the receivers, and some of those footballs could be caught. So I think Coach Giles will challenge these guys, and like you said, I think maybe they'll just line up and try to just run the football in the second half.
And, Bill, just to pick up on that point, they have not thrown the ball that effectively. They had the long pass to Adam Barfield.
Our first senior cheerleader is Miss Christy Bowman. Christy's the daughter of Chris and Jan Bowman. Miss Christy Bowman. Our next senior cheerleader is Miss Randy Day. Randy's the daughter of Mark and Diane Day. Miss Randy Day. Next we have senior cheerleader Miss Stacy Gordon. Stacy is the daughter of Tim Gordon and Lisa Gordon. Miss Stacy Gordon. Our next senior cheerleader, Miss Sarah Moore. Sarah's the daughter of Paul and Sandy Moore. Miss Sarah Moore. And our last senior cheerleader is Miss Whitney Walpole. Whitney's the daughter of Stacy and Kitty Walpole. Whitney Walpole. And now we have a truly special young man who's given the last 2 years as being the mascot, our Rebel man, Mr. Trey Thibodeau. Trey is the son of Douglas and Linda Thibodeau. Thank you, Rebel man, and our senior cheerleaders.
Every day, more and more families across America are discovering FamilyNet. Families a lot like yours. They're finding television that's wholesome, safe, and entertaining for all ages. Has your family made the discovery?
All right, all you Rebel fans,
Let's hear it now. Are you ready? West
Monroe High School is proud to present the best sounding band in the land, the 230-member West Monroe High School Marching Rebel Band.
Raider Cadence. Raider Cadence. Griffin. Raider Cadence.
We begin tonight's halftime with our own Rebel Raiders with a classic hit made popular by Paul Simon.
Entitled You Can Call Me Al.
Raiders directors named Green.
Captains are Miss Leslie Dumas, Miss Anna Moore, and officers are Miss Lacey Greenwell, Miss Laura Lively, and Miss Jessica Routon. Entire competition field show that will be performed in the District 1 Marching Festival this coming Tuesday night. The band opens with the classic hit made popular by Ray Charles, Georgia on My Mind, with trumpet soloist extraordinaire Daniel Fieselman. The band will then take you back to the 1940s with the driving swing chart Sing, 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 with clarinet soloists Lindsey Ford and Lindsey Bonner, saxophone soloist Jonathan Malone, vibraphone soloist Audrey Gandy, and the entire Rebel drumline. Here in West Monroe, we strive to keep the spirit of patriotism alive. To close our program this evening, we honor the brave men and women in uniform who have served or are currently serving in our armed services, helping to preserve the freedom that that is so precious to us in America today. Soloists are Jared Bryan, Chris Woodham, and Anthony King. Drum majors Tiffany Bratton, Sarah Taylor, and Adam Rivnak. Is your band ready? West Monroe High School Marching Band, you may enter the field for halftime performance. Monroe High School Marching Rebel Band. At this time, we'd like to recognize our seniors in this band. Seniors, when I call your name, would you come down front, please? Lindsay Beeson. Heath Berry. Patrick Bozeman. Jared Bryan. Chris Cagle. Timothy Dowdy. Courtney Fontenot. Daniel Fieselman. David Frost. Audrey Gandy. Quentin Hobdy. Adam Rivnak. Chelsea King. Jeremy Lowe. Jonathan Malone. Stephanie McWhorter. Rebecca Moore. Josh Morris. Matt Murphy. George Pauley. Laura Peters. David Phillips. Chris Presnell. Amber Roberts. Chris Sanchez. Sarah Simon. Chris Woodham. Jana Wolf. And finally, we would like to recognize our band sweetheart, senior drum major, Miss Sarah Lee Taylor. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like for you to give these seniors a big round of applause for all their dedication and hard work throughout their years here. Finally tonight, the Rebel Band would like to dedicate tonight's halftime show in honor of Dr. Michael Spears for his dedication and his commitment to musical excellence since 1966. He is joined tonight by his lovely wife, Susan. Let's join together and show our appreciation for the hard work and dedication he has demonstrated over the past 34 years. Thank you, Dr. Spears.
For quality custom framing, visit Cook's Frame and Mat Shop. Select from a wide variety of wildlife, floral, and Victorian prints. At Cook's Frame, you get custom framing without the custom price, and most custom orders done within 48 hours. You'll find collector pieces by artists like Terry Redmond and R.J. McDonald. Cook's also has accessories and gift items. Come visit Cook's Frame and Mat Shop, now open at 112 Blanchard Street, next to Hobby Lobby in West Monroe.
Hi, everybody. I'm Don Childs. of the West Monroe Rebels, I'd like to offer to you one of the artist proofs. We have 150 copies that are signed by Jerry Arledge, Don Childs, and Ron Atwood at $300 each.
In addition to that, there are 1,500 copies of Rebel Pride that are signed by Ron Atwood. Part of these proceeds goes to the Rebel Club, and the price of each of these is $60.
For more information, please call the numbers at the bottom of the screen.
Throughout Northeast Louisiana, Hibernia is a strong part of our communities, helping families grow stronger, providing small businesses with the financial strength they need, offering innovative services like online banking, which gives you the convenience you want. No matter where you go in Northeast Louisiana, Hibernia is close by. Maybe it's time you switch to Hibernia, because we know what matters most to you. Hibernia.
Not only for these football games, but of course the entire ministry of the church, but can't tell you how much we appreciate all of them.
Oh, and just the great job that they do. You're right, Frank. I mean, they were down in Moss Point, so you know they had to leave early Friday, and all these guys have other jobs and other responsibilities, but they really take what they do at Sunrise Communications to heart, and it is a great ministry, a great arm of First Baptist Church in West Monroe.
We're going to pause 60 seconds and be back with the second half kickoff. It's 28-0. The Rebels lead at halftime. You're listening to West Monroe Football.
Baseball at our house, it isn't played exactly the way it is when I suit up for the Atlanta Braves. But that time I spent with my wife and kids, it's just as important to me as winning the World Series. Come on, Danny, give me something to hit. I'm Keith Lockhart. Jesus Christ taught me the real value of family. How's your family life? Jesus can make it a winner.
Quality custom framing. Visit Cook's Frame and Mat Shop. Select from a wide variety of wildlife, floral, and Victorian prints. At Cook's Frame, you get custom framing without the custom price, and most custom orders done within 48 hours. You'll find collector pieces by artists like Terry Redmond and R.J. McDonald. Cook's also has accessories and gift items. Come visit Cook's Frame and Mat Shop, now open at 112 Blanchard Street, next to Hobby Lobby in West Monroe.
Well, you might remember the Neville Tigers won the toss of the coin. They deferred to the second half. They kicked off to West Monroe to begin the football game, and because of that, West Monroe is going to kick off to Neville here in the second half. Neville will receive and move left to right. That'll be west to east. Our vantage point here from the Southside press box at Rebel Stadium will be the Tigers moving left to right. So here we go as Lee Deal tees it up at the 35-yard line. The east 35 of the Neville Tigers will send back Fernando Beard along with Toby Ziegler to return this kickoff.
And Frank, Lee Deal is going to try it from the 35 rather than the 40 because the halftime activities were a little bit too good, but also a little too long.
5-yard. The college game kicks off on the 35 regularly, so I didn't even notice it, but that's right. They kick off on the 40, don't they?
Well, that was Ray Andy. He's right on the spot.
Yeah, all the way. Okay, so here are the Rebels to kick it off. Deal to approach the football, and the second half will be underway as West Monroe leads Neville by a score of 28-0. There's the kickoff by Lee Deal. He kicks it high, and the Tigers are going to field it at the 10. It's fumbled and picked up by Beard. The 15 returns across the 20, and he's going to be spilled out near the 25-yard line. So Fernando Beard for the Neville Tigers is out to the 25. Des Abrams makes the tackle there for West Monroe. And Neville will start first down and 10, their own 25-yard line, as the third quarter gets underway in this District 2-5A opener for both of these football teams.
And let's see if that Tiger offense can become a little bit more efficient here in the second half.
Robert Lane passing in the first half, updating those stats, Jim.
4 of 16 for 40 yards, 4 of 16.
4 of 16. He'll try to improve those stats here in the second half, and here we go. He's in the shotgun, hands it off inside, running straight ahead, nothing there. Knocked down for no gain of the 25-yard line is going to be Beard, I believe, who took the handoff out of the shotgun formation for the Neville Tigers, and he's hit down by Darren Smith, a 245-pound junior tackle, having another good game, and Ricky Gio, who also is playing well. In fact, this defense just shines. J.R. Hayden is also off the bottom of that pile. Tigers have second down and 10 from their own 25.
We haven't heard much from Beard tonight, Frank. He's the leading rusher for the Tigers, averaging almost 10 yards per carry.
Again, the shotgun for quarterback Robert Lane. Has the football, and he wants to throw, and he fires into the flat. Caught out at the 28 across the 30 and spun down across the 35 of the 36-yard line. That's a first down reception for Neville as they came back across the middle that time, and it was Toby Ziegler who made the catch. And again, J.R. Hayden got back there, and Ricky Gio to make the tackle on Ziegler, who caught the pass on a little look in, and Neville has registered the first down of the second half from their own 36-yard line.
And that's been the most successful passing play, a little quick slant to Ziegler, although if you recall, one of those passes was intercepted by Mims Boyce.
So the Tigers with a first down now at their own 36. Shotgun formation. Lane has the ball, rolls left, looks to throw, and he fires upfield. The ball is incomplete. That pass intended for number 3, Andy Jones, a little guy, 5'7", 150-pound junior. He couldn't quite hold on. So it is 2nd and 10 for the Neville Tigers from their own 36-yard line as we begin the third period of play, and West Monroe leading Neville 28-0.
Well, Frank, Andy Jones, believe it or not, was blocking downfield on the play. I don't think he knew the ball was coming or the pass was intended for him.
That explains why he couldn't hold on. Here we go. Lane is all by himself in the shotgun. 3 receivers to the right side. Lane rolls right, looks, a man's after him. Lane's going to run the ball. He's out of bounds at about the 38-yard line. Scramble for about 3 yards as Robert Lane kept it around the right side. Runs into one of the Rebel coaches.
Eric Middleton on the tackle.
Eric Middleton. Eric pats him on the back and sends it back onto the field, and the Tigers get about 3 yards on the play at their own 38-yard line. It'll be 3rd down 7.
Pretty good form tackle by Coach Middleton. But he was a guard. You know, he played on the offensive side, I believe, when he played. But now he's a disciple of Jerry Arledge on the defensive side of the football.
He really is. He studies the game hard with Coach Arledge. Eric Middleton, a fine young coach.
Those 2 guys don't miss a thing.
3rd down 7 for the Tigers now from their own 38-yard line. This opening possession of the third quarter. Lane sends 3 receivers left. 1 goes right. Shotgun.
He's
rolls left. Rebels after him. They've got him. He's down back of the 33-yard line. Mowed under was Lane. Case Sanders, the first man to get there with help from his friends. And they knock him down roughly inside the 35, back around the 33. Ricky Gio is also off the bottom of that pile, along with Mims Boyce. It is 4th down and 12. The Tigers are going to have to punt it away after their opening possession of the third quarter.
And Frank, you could just feel that hit up here in the press box. Wow.
Jerry Carter to punt the football. J.J. Johnson deep for the Rebels as West Monroe get their hands on the football for the first time here in the second half. There's the snap and a big rush, and they get the kick away. But a short punt. Going to bounce around the 50, takes a Rebel bounce back to the Neville 47-yard line. Did somebody get a hand on that ball, Jim?
Well, Bill, I think D.J. Holloway got a hand on it because he hit the punter, and I think that's why there was no foul on the play.
So the ball is on the 48-yard line of the Tigers. He didn't get his hands on the ball. He got his ribs on the thing. And the Rebels first down at the Neville 48-yard line. Run the option. Tucker has it in trouble and going down, losing a yard back at the 49-yard line. His senior quarterback, Mitch Tucker, took it on the option, dumped it down the left side that time. The Tigers were all over him, and they knock him down, smothering him. Back around the 49, LaDarren Mathis, the defensive end, leading the charge for Neville. So it's 2nd down, about 11 yards to go for the Rebels in the opening possession for West Monroe in the third quarter.
And, Frank, I can't recall an option play that the Rebels have run with much success tonight.
Not a whole lot. Here's a pitch out going to J.J. Sweeping left. Taylor. Away from a man at the 45. It is Taylor. He's down to the 40-yard line, and DeMario Taylor is off his feet at the 40. Toss sweep to Taylor that time. In it, tailback for the Rebels, but a flag is down. Hold everything. Rebels are backing up. Looks as if they're going to be guilty of holding, as Taylor had picked up about 8 yards on the play. But they'll back the Rebels up and penalize them beyond the midfield stripe, back into Rebel territory, and the indication will be holding.
And, Bill, I think that might be called on Britt Barnes, number 34, as he's being replaced by 97 Josh Halfin at tight end.
Indeed, holding against West Monroe is the indication, and a 10-yard step up will move it back inside the Rebel 45. In fact, all the way back to the 43-yard line of West Monroe. He'll get the down again, but now it is going to be 2nd down and about 18 yards to go for the West Monroe Rebels at their own 43.
And a bit uncharacteristic for the Rebels. I don't recall this many holding penalties and mistakes by the offensive line all year.
Pro I formation for the Rebels. Turner's to the left side, and back to throw is going to be Mitch Tucker. Throws for Turner, has it with a diving grab at the 45-yard line of Neville. Nice reception by Michael Turner, his first catch of the game. And Mitch Tucker drilling him the football. 8th catch of the year for the senior wide receiver, Michael Turner. DeMartinez Edwards, the free safety, makes the tackle. The Rebels get that penalty yardage back, Jim, plus a little more to the Neville 45. It'll be 3rd down, about 7 yards to go.
And it looked like if Turner had kept running, he might have picked up more on that play. As we lose our connection with Bill.
3rd down and 7 yards to go. Here's Tucker back to throw. There, he's in trouble. They're after him. They have him. He's sacked. Tucker's down all the way back at the 45-yard line of the Rebels. Losing 10 yards on the play. Robert Appleby, the linebacker, and defensive tackle Alex Morrow were there for Neville. And the Rebels lose back. They'll put it on the 47-yard line of West Monroe. It's going to be 4th down, about 16 yards to go for the Rebels and West Monroe. And it's opening possession of the 3rd quarter. Can I move the football? And Mims Boyce is in to punt the ball.
And really not a sustained drive all night long for the Rebels.
High snap over the head of Mims Boyce. He'll have to go back and try to pick it up, and he's down. Neville's going to have the ball. Won't matter. They'll have it anyway at the 15-yard line of the Rebels. The snap over the head of the punter, Mims Boyce, that time. He went back and tried to pick it up on the run, but he couldn't get his hands on it. And the Neville Tigers recover the ball to the Rebel 15, so a great break for the Tigers. 1st down at the West Monroe 15-yard line.
And again, Michael Peterson not in the ball game, the deep snapper for the Rebels. I think Rick Gill's been handling those chores for the last 3 or 4 weeks, and so he's had plenty of time to get accustomed to that role, but another bad snap.
Lane, or the Neville Tigers, has Scalia back there with him in the shotgun. Neville with a 1st down at the Rebel 15-yard line. Lane has the snap, rolls right with a fake, avoids a man, looks to throw, and he is going to run out of bounds, and he'll lose yardage in the play back at the 21-yard line. They lose 6 yards as Lane faked and rolled to the right side, but Lucas Jackson was in hot pursuit of him and ran him out of bounds at the West Monroe 21-yard line. So a loss of 6 yards on the play to make it 2nd down and 16 yards to go now for the Neville Tigers with 7.5 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter, and West Monroe leading 28-0.
Frank Chase Bostic came on the corner blitz one more time, and he had a chance, but he could not quite wrap up Robert Lane on the play.
Lane back in the shotgun. 3 receivers go left. There's the snap. Low snap. He hands off to Scalia. Breaks a tackle at 20. He goes to the 15, and he is knocked down with a good open field tackle at the 13-yard line. Good job by the Rebels, Desiree Abrams. And Abrams was all by himself with a running back, Jim, and knocked him down. And he got him down at about the inside the 15 at the 13-yard line. So Neville will have 3rd down there at about 8 yards to go, but a good tackle by Des Abrams.
A great tackle by Des Abrams. And speaking of getting knocked down, Robert Lane really got nailed after he handed off the football to Scalia.
Little draw play action. So it's 3rd down, 8 yards to go. The Tigers from the Rebel 13-yard line. There's the snap, and Lane rolls left. Rebels after him as passes away in the end zone. The pass is incomplete deep in the end zone. Well defended back there by the Rebel defender, Abrams. It was Des Abrams again. Andy Jones, the intended receiver. Those two were by themselves back there, and Lane put it up. But the Tigers, with that incomplete pass, will have 4th down and 8 yards to go from the Rebel 13-yard line.
And Frank, the ball went through the hands of Des Abrams and hit the receiver, Andy Jones, right in the stomach.
Oh, the Tigers. 4th down and 8 yards to go. Into the game comes Fernando Beard. He'll be the running back along with quarterback Robert Lane, who looks to the bench to get the play, steps to the line of scrimmage. Neville has not huddled the entire game. They better hurry. They're going to have to hurry. 4th down and 8 from the Rebel 13-yard line. There's the snap. Big rush coming. Lane steps up to run. The 15. He's at the 10 and down to the 9-yard line. Rebels are going to take over the football as Ricky Gio knocked him down at the 9-yard line. Lucas Jackson is also there. The Rebels will take over on downs as the Rebel crowd cheers their defense.
So once again, this Rebel defense holds. The Tigers had great field position. 1st down and 10 at about the Rebel 15-yard line, and they couldn't pick up a 1st down.
Let's check in with Bill on the sideline.
Well, just a great job defensively by the Rebels that time. Gio making a play. Coach Arledge looked over on that last pass play that Lane threw in the end zone, said nobody wanted to catch the football.
Rebels from their own 9-yard line. Here's Tucker running the option, faking and keeping across the 10. He is across the 15 and spun down to the 17-yard line. Mitch Tucker off the option. Robert Apperly, the 165-pound junior linebacker, knocked him down. But a little running room that time, Jim, for Tucker off the option as he advances to the Rebels' 17-yard line. The gain on that play is going to be about 8 yards. It'll be second down, about 2 yards to go.
Well, Frank, there was some room that time for the option. I thought had he pitched it to J.J. might could have scored.
So the Rebels with Chris Valerie up front, Rundell Hill and Hank Hamilton, Andrew Whitworth and William Gregory come to the line of scrimmage on second down and 2. Banks is the fullback. Tailback, I think, is J.J. Johnson. Give it to Banks inside. The big guy has the first down as he banks it out across the 20, about the 21-yard line. So Banks gets the call and runs inside for the first down. But a penalty marker again down on the play. Let's see what that is all about.
Well, it's thrown in the area where you expect holding, and that's the call. And I tell you, this Rebel offensive line is being penalized severely here in this football game.
So nullify the touchdown run by Mark Banks.
Well, the second down, or the second down run, I guess.
Right, so they'll bring it back and penalize West Monroe back to about the 8-yard line. That's very near the original line of scrimmage, Jim. So it's second down and about 10, maybe 11 yards needed for the first down for West Monroe, their own 8-yard line. Just under 6 minutes remaining in the third period of this game. 28-0, the Rebels lead. That was the halftime score. Dade is the fullback, and the tailback in the game right now is, I think, DeMario.
J.J.
No, it's J.J., and they'll run the option and fake and pitch it out to J.J. He's out to the 15-yard line.
There's a late
hit there, and a late hit. The flag goes down as J.J. is out of bounds at the 15-yard line, then took a hit. So they'll penalize the Neville Tigers for that late hit as Josh Roberts came up for Neville.
Personal foul is going to be the call against the Tigers, and that will give West Monroe a first down. And they needed that. They were really in a hole down there, deep in their own territory.
15-yard penalty against Neville. That'll move the ball out beyond the 25 to back beyond the 30 to the 31-yard line of West Monroe. First down and 10 yards to go there for West Monroe. 5.5 minutes left, third quarter. As quarterback Mitch Tucker looks over at Coach Scott Stone on the Rebels sideline, goes back to the huddle and the play for the West Monroe Rebels, leading 28-0. Number 1 ranked team in Louisiana. West Monroe has led the rankings from the very first game of the year.
That penalty on number 26, Josh Robertson, he's being taken out of the ball game.
For their own 31-yard line, the Rebels run the option. Here's Tucker faking and keeping. He's out to the 35. He's to the 37-yard line. Running hard is senior quarterback Mitch Tucker off the option down the line on the left side that time. And he picked up about 6 yards on the play. It'll be second down and 4. Kunta McDaniel, the defensive end for the Neville Tigers, the defensive right quarterback, is there to make the stop. So West Monroe with Tucker's run to the 37. We'll have second down and 4 yards to go.
And Andrew Whitworth flattened number 35, Jerry Ross, on that play. And the option beginning to show some room to run for the
Right
Rebels.
formation out of the option to give it to Dade inside nothing. He is hit and dropped to the 38. He fought his way for about a yard that time, but Tucker gave it to Dade, and the Tigers were there. Banks was lined up as a wingback in a double tight end formation that time. But West Monroe could get only 1 yard on the play. To the Rebel 38, it'll be third down and 3 yards to go as Alex Marles, the defensive tackle, and LaDarren Mathis, the defensive end on that side, combine on the stop for Neville.
And once again, I thought Tucker should have pitched the ball that time to J.J., and J.J. had some room to run. But I'm impressed with number 11 for the Tigers. He's only 5'9", about 165, but Robert Apperly,
Good
he played well tonight.
Right, third down and 3 inside. As Dade has the football, he banks it out across the 40, and a first down run for Edward Dade. He's out to the 44-yard line for West Monroe. Dade, the fullback, straight ahead. You talk about a little guy that plays with big heart. Edward Dade is 5'6" and 165. But he can run the football in traffic, as he did then, to give the Rebels a first down at their own 44-yard line. Scott Nelson made the tackle for Neville.
Well, he certainly did. But I tell you what, add a pancake block for number 51, Hank Hamilton. He leveled number 35, Jerry Ross, on that last play. So Jerry having a tough time these last couple of plays. He's taking a breather.
Rebels keeping it on the ground. Again, they do it. Again, it's Tucker faking, keeping the midfield. 45-40, hurdles a man to the 35, and he's finally down to the 33-yard line. That's quarterback Mitch Tucker off the option that time, hurdling tacklers and Rebel blockers along the way. Kunta McDaniel finally wrapped him up, but a first down run of about 20 yards that time by Mitch Tucker as the Rebels go to the Neville 33-yard line, make it 22 yards for Tucker off the option.
And Frank, I think Mitch was a little bit shocked to see just how big that hole was, and he kind of hesitated. He said, wow, man, I've got some room to run. Oh, I better run here. Let me get up in this hole.
And he did. William Gregory with a nice block ahead of him that time as the Rebels open the hole, and it's first down and 10 at the Neville 33-yard line. Again, double tight ends left and right, and a wing back. Here's a fake inside. Tucker keeps it again. He's to the 30. He's down to the 25-yard line, and finally off his feet at the 24 is hard-running quarterback Mitch Tucker. Jim, you know, we talked about it earlier this year. Tucker came into this year as a throwing quarterback, but he has become a pretty fine option-running quarterback.
Well, he certainly has, and not only running the option, but when he runs the football, I mean, he's done a tremendous job. Last week against Moss Point, he picked up a critical first down on 3rd down and 5, and he was hit a yard or two before the first down marker at about the 28 or 29-yard line and just fought his way for a first down.
That time he got 9 yards down to the 24-yard line behind the blocking of center Chris Bowery and guard Hank Hamilton. The Tigers have a man shaken up on the play as they come out to take a look at him. Let's go to the sidelines and check in with Bill.
Well, speaking of the Moss Point game, Jim and Frank, they've got Tommy Banks. They've got Mark Banks lined up in that slot again to allow for that extra blocking. Of course, the thing that they need to do, they're trying to do with that slot out there is to get the fullback off as soon as he can with the snap count. And they're trying to get Dade out on that side, slide him outside and get some running room. And if not, then they got the pitch open. And that's something that Coach Howes and Coach Stone are working with over on the sideline, using that wing to block down and getting Dade out on the outside off that option.
The Rebels need a yard for the first down. Kunta McDaniel, the guy injured, he leaves the field okay. Here's a pitch out going to J.J. sweeping left. He's hit a drop for no gain at the 24-yard line. Well defended by the Tigers that time as J.J. and the toss sweep to the left side ran right into the defenders, and they knock him down at the 24-yard line. Number 86, the defensive end, LaDarren Mathis, was there for Neville. And also, I think, coming up from the secondary was number 6. That's Condrick Smith for the Tigers. So now the Rebels 3rd down and a yard to go from the Neville 24.
And that little toss sweep to J.J. is the play that he scored in the second quarter on that 70-yard run.
So here we go. 3rd down. Rebels need a yard for the first down from the Neville 24-yard line. Tucker steps out, shouts instructions, changes the play, has a tight formation, tight ends on both sides, runs the option, gives it to the fullback, and a first down run down to the 20-yard line, maybe the 19. Goes Edward Dade for the West Monroe Rebels. Again, behind a good surge in an offensive line of Chris Bowery, Hank Hamilton, Rundell Hill, William Gregory, and Andrew Whitworth, as well as Britton Barnes. So the Rebels are first down and 10. Just inside the Neville 20-yard line.
Frank, that time they ran right behind Rundell Hill and William Gregory, the guard and the tackle on the left side.
Again, the Rebels stick with a double tight formation. Josh Halprin on one side, Britton Barnes the other. A wingman to the left side is Mark Banks, and here's a give inside. Dade has the football. He's down to the 16-yard line and stopped there. He got about 3, maybe 4 yards on that play. Straight up the gut for the West Monroe Rebels. The Tigers stop him at the 16. The stop is by Jerry Ross, in at linebacker for Neville.
And I tell you what, instead of trying to throw the balls, they did a lot in the first half, throwing it 20 times. Here on this possession, and particularly in the second half in the third quarter, that is, they've just lined up with 2 tight ends, a wing back, and smash mouth football.
Under a minute to play in the third period now. The Rebels from the 16. Here's a handoff. J.J. to the 15. He's down to the 10, and he's off his feet to the 7-yard line. A big hole for J.J., but well defended deep in the secondary as they hit that gaping hole inside, but closing was the cornerback Cedric Bursey, and he made a good open field tackle on J.J. Johnson at the 7-yard line, but it's first down. Goal to go for West Monroe at the 7 of the Neville Tigers.
And I think that might have been 26. Is that Josh Roberts? He did a great job. He's a young man that had that personal foul late hit out of bounds earlier in this drive that kept the drive going.
Again, tight ends left and right for West Monroe. Banks a wing to the left side. Dade the fullback. J.J. Johnson the tailback. And Mitch Tucker takes the ball and runs the option. Runs into his fullback, but gives it to him. And Dade is going to be stopped at the 5. Only a yard in heavy traffic that time for the little guy. Edward Dade as he ran into Alex Marles and LaDarren Mathis for Neville. And the Rebels down to the 5.
And speaking of the 5-yard line, that's where they'll have it to start the fourth quarter.
Because the third period has come to an end. We'll be back. It's 28-0 the Rebels. Stay tuned for the final period of play. You're listening to West Monroe Football.
Throughout Northeast Louisiana, Hibernia is a strong part of our communities, helping families grow stronger, providing small businesses with the financial strength they need. Offering innovative services like online banking, which gives you the convenience you want. No matter where you go in Northeast Louisiana, Hibernia is close by. Maybe it's time you switch to Hibernia, because we know what matters most to you. Hibernia.
RyanChevy.com, your Chevrolet internet connection. RyanChevy.com, Chevrolet cars and trucks delivered directly to you at unbelievable prices. RyanChevy.com, we'll be there.
To go, the Rebels on the 5-yard line. Here's Tucker faking and keeping and pulled down inside the 5 at about the 4, maybe the 3-yard line. Goes Mitch Tucker. Ran the option, fake to the fullback and kept it behind him. Cedric Harris knocked him down for Neville. And Mitch Tucker is down near the 3-yard line, just outside the 3. It'll be 3rd down and goal to go for the Rebels as we begin the final period of play in this District 2-5A opener, the Neville Tigers and the West Monroe Rebels.
And Frank, the person, Andrew Whitworth, came up with the football that time. I'm not sure if there was a fumble on the play, but if it was, Big Andrew recovered it, and now a timeout, I think, is being taken by the Neville Tigers.
We'll take it, too. We'll return 28-0 the Rebels. You're listening to West Monroe Football.
Hi, everybody. I'm Don Chowles of the West Monroe Rebels. I'd like to offer to you one of the artist proofs. We have 150 copies that are signed by Jerry Arledge, Don Chowles, and Ron Atwood at $300 each.
In addition to that, there are 1,500 copies of Rebel Pride that are signed by Ron Atwood. Part of these proceeds goes to the Rebel Club, and the price of these is $60.
For more information, please call the numbers at the bottom of the screen.
Quality custom framing. Visit Cook's Frame and Mat Shop. Select from a wide variety of wildlife, floral, and Victorian prints. At Cook's Frame, you get custom framing without the custom price, and most custom orders done within 48 hours. You'll find collector pieces by artists like Terry Redmond and R.J. McDonald. Cook's also has accessories and gift items. Come visit Cook's Frame and Mat Shop, now open at 112 Blanchard Street, next to Hobby Lobby in West Monroe.
Here we go at Rebel Stadium. West Monroe has the football 3 yards away from the goal line. 3rd down and goal to go. Early in the 4th period. Tight formation. Pitch it out. J.J. sweeping right. He is close. Did he get in? No, he is about a foot away from the goal line. Toss sweep for the Rebels, and J.J. stopped about a foot away from the goal line. Jerry Ross on the tackle for the Neville Tigers. It's 4th down and goal to go for West Monroe, about a foot away from the line.
And Frank, during that break, Andrew Whitworth was helped off the field. He's replaced by Ben Caldwell. Ben's a senior, 6 foot, 231 pounds, and they ran behind the senior on that last play and almost got in.
And hopefully Andrew will be okay, and Bill can check on that in just a moment. Here come the Rebels, a foot away from the goal line. It is 4th down and goal to go. Tight formation. Banks a wing to the right side, and they jump. The snap goes to Tucker. No flags are down. They didn't stop play, and Tucker didn't get in. Let's see what the call is going to be. I think Neville's going to get the football. They have. West Monroe is held out of the end zone. They did not get the score, and Neville's going to take over at the 1-yard line.
They tried a quarterback sneak, and it looked like the quarterback and the center were the only ones moving forward, and a great job of penetration by the Neville defensive line. So what was a fairly impressive drive that covered, what, about 60 or 70 yards, comes up short just inches of the goal line.
Disappointingly going away with nothing. Bill, I saw you checking with Andrew. How's it look down there?
Well, Frank, as you know, offensive linemen so oftentimes get hit from behind by other action. That's what happened. Andrew was blocking downfield, and someone got blocked into him, caught up behind his ankle, but he's all right.
That's good to hear. Lane passing to the end zone, incomplete out of the 25-yard line. The receiver, number 2, Toby Ziegler, had his hands on the ball. A great pass from Lane. Toby simply dropped the football as Lane threw it out of the end zone. So the Tigers 2nd down and 10 with that long incomplete pass. They'll go from the 1-yard line.
And Robert is now 5 of 20 on the ball game, but just like that pass right there, he's had an awful lot of drops here in the contest.
10.5 minutes left in this football game. The Neville Tigers trail the Rebels 28-0, but they kept West Monroe out of the end zone on that last drive by West Monroe. Here's the snap to Lane to throw it again out of the end zone, and his pass is away, and it is incomplete at the 20-yard line.
Dropped again.
Yeah, that time again it was Ziegler, and he couldn't quite hold on, but pretty good coverage by the Rebels' Chase Bostic that time, and it's 3rd down and 10 for the Tigers from their own 1-yard line.
Well, Frank, that time Ziegler hadn't beat Bostic on the play, but the ball was thrown short, and Ziegler went up and was in great position to come down with the ball, but he just dropped it.
So Neville now, again, passes. They'll be going out of the end zone from the shotgun formation. They're on the 1-yard line, their own one, and it's 3rd down and 10 yards to go. Sophomore quarterback Robert Lane again wants to throw, and he fires. He is hit as he lets it go, and it is incomplete. It is 4th down, and the Tigers are going to have to punt it away, and they're going to have to do it from deep in their own end zone. Hey, for all your plumbing needs, don't forget Plumbing Incorporated, your Delta Treatment Plant dealer on Cypress Street in West Monroe, and the largest Bryant dealer in Northeast Louisiana. Our appreciation to Plumbing Incorporated.
Thanks also to CenturyTel. Thanks to Scooter Pleasant particularly, and CenturyTel for all of their assistance with communications at all West Monroe High School football games.
Now, Jerry Carter, Jim, is going to punt out of the end zone, and he is just inside the back line of that end zone.
I wonder if they're going to come after him.
I wonder. Let's see if the Rebels will be coming. DJ Holloway set on the right defensive end. 4th down and 10 as the Neville Tigers snap it, and the kick is away, and he hits it high but not very long. That ball is going to bounce out of bounds across the way at about the Neville 31-yard line. Great field position for the Rebels as the Tigers kept them out of the end zone but could not move the football on 3 straight passes, and West Monroe takes it right around the Neville 30 with 10 minutes and 18 seconds to play in the game. In fact, they say it's out of bounds at the 28-yard line of the Neville Tigers, so that's where West Monroe will take over.
Big Andrew Whitworth is over on the sidelines, eager to get back in the ball game, but for the time being, Ben Caldwell will take his place at that right tackle position.
But as Bill mentioned, apparently Andrew is okay, and we're happy to report that. Now, here come the Rebels with a 1st down at the Neville 28-yard line. DeMario Taylor sets in a slot on the left side. Tucker's back to throw for Barfield. Has it the 22. Good move to the 20, and down at the 20-yard line is Adam Barfield. Rebels will get about 8 yards on that completed pass to the senior wide receiver Adam Barfield. So from the Neville 20-yard line, it'll be 2nd down and 2 yards to go. Clock running with 10 minutes left in the contest, and 28-0, the Rebels ahead. Jim, the Bearcats held on to beat Washita. Ruston winning that game 15-12.
15-12, very good game. But that last reception by Barfield, a little hitch, that was the play that he scored on, a 57-yard reception in the first half.
2nd down and 2, and Tucker to pass again, and he has McVeigh this time, and he's complete to the 15-yard line and stopped there. But a 1st down reception by Miller McVeigh, the senior wide receiver on the other side. So it's a 1st down and 10 at the 15-yard line of the Neville Tigers.
And now the West Monroe Rebel offense is beginning to take some of the things that the Tigers are giving them, and they've had that little short hitch pattern open all night long.
Barfield goes wide to the left side of the football field. To the right side goes Turner. Halper, the tight end, set left. In the slot to the right side to Mario Taylor. One running back is Banks, but Tucker's back to throw. They won't let him. Flags are flying and whistles are blowing, and play is going to be stopped.
Our spotter tells us, and our statistician tells us it's against West Monroe. But he's not right.
He's wrong. Offsides against the Tigers. He's happy to be wrong. A 5-yard penalty. We'll move that ball down to the 10-yard line.
He says we moved. They just didn't call it. They called it on the Tigers. But be that as it may, it'll be 1st down and 5 for West Monroe. We've got some birthdays this week. Frank, senior defensive back Trent DeLoss will turn 18 on Sunday. Want to wish him a happy birthday. Jenny Crocker turns 19 on Sunday. Drew McDonald is having a birthday today.
Happy birthday to all those folks. Rebels from the 10. Quick pass
he's
out
open.
here. Has Taylor with a great catch to the 5, and he's in for the touchdown to Mario Taylor. Did he reach out and snare that football?
With his left hand.
Grab of the pass from Tucker in the left flat, and the Rebels score from 10 yards away. Let's send it to Bill.
Oh, my.
Bill North. I see you, Bill, but we can't hear you. We'll try to correct it as the Rebels score on the 10-yard pass play, Jim, from Mitch Tucker to DeMario Taylor, and what a great one-hand catch.
That was an outstanding catch, and that pass might have been behind the line of scrimmage. He threw it backwards and had DeMario DeMario not called it with one hand, it might have been a fumble.
So Lee Deal for the extra point out of the hold of Adam Barfield. That kick is up, and the kick is good. And with 8 minutes and 42 seconds to play, it's West Monroe 35 and the Neville Tigers nothing. You're listening to West Monroe football.
Hi, I'm Dennis Lee.
And I'm Mickey Lee.
And we're part of
the Nana Pudding Show.
Absolutely. We hope that your family will join us for a secret recipe for fun. Dash of laughter,
a little learning,
a lot of love, some music and ventriloquism on K17EQ, West Monroe. It's
Sunrise
TV 17.
Come on! Nana Pudding, make your blues go away.
Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls.
DeMario Taylor with that touchdown reception. And, Jim, it was an outstanding catch by DeMario. That'll be his second touchdown reception of the year. And he did it from 10 yards away as the Rebels get their first score of the second half to make it 35-0.
We talked about it earlier. We've got some wide receivers that can really catch the football, but all of the running backs, all 4 of them, can really catch the football coming out of the backfield.
DeMario Taylor, of course, a junior running back, backs up J.J. Johnson, gets plenty of playing time at wideout, but he also can run the ball from the running back position.
Also want to say happy birthday to Jenna Warlick. She's a JV cheerleader. Her birthday is today, I think. And, of course, my dad had a birthday this week. Want to wish Judge Bill Norris a happy birthday.
Well, certainly. Happy birthday, Judge. So here come the West Monroe Rebels to kick it off. Lee Deal approaches that ball, and he will kick it off once again. Hits it nicely. That ball is sailing into the end zone. The Tigers will not get a return. They'll take it out on the 20. Bill, we're going to try you one more time. We'll see if we got anything corrected here. Unfortunately, we don't. We're sorry about that. We'll try to get this equipment repaired.
Also want to tell Chick-fil-A thanks for all the goodies they sent us before the game. David Vincent, the owner there. Also Wingstop for the buffalo wings they sent us. Pam Renfro and Gail Flowers. They always take care of us.
Yeah, and between that and the Rebel Club having the hamburger cook over there, I tell you what, you get fat out here at these Rebel games.
They're kind of beefing us up,
yes,
you know.
Sir. First down play for Neville. Running play inside, and they drive it out to about the 25-yard line. That's Beard with the football, I believe it is.
Orlando Beard.
And Mims Boyce, Lucas Jackson combined on the tackle. It'll be second down, about 5 yards to go. 8.5 minutes left in the game.
And that's the most running room Beard has seen all night long.
Tigers second down and 5 after that run by Beard. Lane is back in the shotgun. They have not huddled the entire game. This is part of that fun and gun offense of the Neville Tigers. There's the snap to Lane, who rolls to the right side, and passes complete, and a short gain to the 27-yard line. They caught the football across the way, but the Rebels all over him just as the pass is received. That reception by Tim Abney, the 6'1 junior, and Abney hit hard as he caught the ball. In fact, Jim is going to net only a yard to the 26-yard line as Franklin Lyons and others were there for West Monroe.
Well, he had about 2 or 3 yards picked up, but he bounced off one tackle, went backwards, and then he got nailed again.
So the Neville Tigers third down about 4 as Lane awaits the snap in the shotgun. Clock running with 7:40 remaining in this football game. 35-0. West Monroe leading in this District 2 5A opener. Ruston beat Washington, the other district game tonight. There's the snap. Lane's going to run right now. Pitches out Beard. First down run across the 30. He's up in at the 35-yard line, and the Tigers with the first down. They ran the option out of the shotgun. Chase Bostic makes the tackle on Beard after he took the pitch out, but not before the Tigers have a first down at their own 35-yard line.
Nice play there by the Tigers. They've run that a couple of times with success in this football game.
Actually, that ball placed just across the 35 near the 36-yard line. Neville will send Andy Jones and Ziegler to the left side. Wide to the right side is Bradley McCoy and Tim Abney. The receivers wear numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4 for the Tigers. Bob Lane, the sophomore quarterback's number 10, back in the shotgun on first down and 10, and he has the football. Big rush coming. His pass is away and caught, but dropped at the 45. Going to be ruled incomplete. Yes, an incomplete pass. In and out of the hands of Andy Jones. He had it, Jim, just momentarily enough for the officials and the players to look to see if it was going to be called a completed pass and a fumble or just an incomplete pass. And it is ruled an incomplete pass as Jared Frost made the hit on Jones as he bobbled the football.
And Andy's had a tough night tonight. He hasn't caught too many passes. He's let a few go through his hands. And had he held on to that one, he broke a tackle actually, and he might have scored on the play.
Mims boys had applied some good pressure on Lane that time as he let the pass go. 2nd and 10 from the 36. Lane runs the option, pitches to Beard. He's out to the 40. He is out of bounds across the way at about the 43-yard line.
I don't know if they're going to call it an incomplete pass. They're saying it was a forward pass instead of a lateral.
I see, and it was
it bounced
an
on the
incomplete
ground.
pass. It hit the ground being thrown forward. Actually, Beard did a good job at grabbing it on that one hop, so it is ruled incomplete. And they'll bring it back to the line of scrimmage, which would be the Neville 30, just across the 35. It'll be 3rd down and 10 with 6:46 to play.
I was fixing to say that's a pretty good dribble that time by Beard because he was able to pick up the ball. And as we look at the replay, Frank, it was clearly a lateral on the play.
Beard looked like a point guard out there with that ball. Here we go, 3rd down and 10 for the Tigers. Shotgun for Lane. Has the snap, looks to throw, and fires incomplete. Jared Frost, the nearest guy to the ball, the Rebel defensive back. Andy Jones was the intended receiver. 4th down and 10. Again, it's 3 and out for the Tigers, and they will have to punt it away with 6:41 to go.
Andy Jones, you said, was the intended receiver. He's only 5'7". That ball was awfully high, and they had a couple of safeties who had to beat on him. I don't think he wanted that football.
Jerry Carter in punt formation again for the Neville Tigers, and J.J. Johnson, the ever-dangerous J.J., will be the D-man for West Monroe to receive this punt. Rebels have 10 men on the line of scrimmage. They're coming, going to try to block it, and they don't. Good kick by Carter. J.J. fair catch called and made again with a diving fair catch, a dangerous driving fair catch. At the 38-yard line, a flag down. Rebels probably going to be guilty of roughing.
Well, they came close. They didn't get the punt, but they got the punter. And so that's going to cost them 15.
So new life for the Tigers. They'll maintain possession of the football. Rebels had everybody coming that time to try to block that punt, and they almost did. But as Jim said, they didn't get to the football. They got to the punter, and the 15-yard penalty will give Neville a 1st down and 10 yards to go. They'll have it out at the 45, their own 45-yard line. Farther than that, pardon me. They're going to get it all the way to the 50-yard line, to the midfield stripe. It is 1st down and 10 yards to go. I thought the line of scrimmage was the 30-yard line that time.
Must have been the 35.
Must have been. Or either we had a 20-yard penalty.
It was the 30. Our statistician tells us it was just across the 35.
So a 1st down for the Tigers at midfield after that roughing the kicker call against West Monroe. Lane and company with new life. They trail 35-0 midway through the 4th period. Lane hands off to Beard. He's hit in the backfield and loses 3 yards on the play. Rebels corral him and knock him down. Back at the 47-yard line of the Neville Tigers. Mims Boyce is there. And Case Sanders is there for West Monroe.
Well, that time, big number 63, Will Irvin, 5'11", 270 pounds, the left tackle, was just thrown back into the backfield. And once that happened, they just Beard didn't have anywhere to run. He was trying to step over Irwin to make some yardage on the play.
So the Tigers 2nd down, 13 yards to go after that loss, back to their own 47-yard line. Deuce formation, 2 wide receivers to each side for the Tigers. Big rush coming by the Rebels. Lane throwing it long down the football field. This pass is incomplete down to the 15-yard line.
Had 2 receivers there, number 3 and number 2, Jones and Ziegler.
Rebels had a lot of coverage back there, though, including Jared Frost, as well as Ron Macbeth, and
Chase Bostic, maybe?
Chase Bostic, that's the other guy. And B.J. Simmons had good pressure coming on quarterback Robert Lane.
Well, Robert Lane was hit one more time. I don't know that there have been too many plays, offensive plays, in this football game for the Tigers where Robert Lane hasn't been hit and hit hard.
And he has hung in there. He's a game young man, an outstanding athlete. 6'3", 195-pound sophomore. 3rd, 13, the Tigers, and Lane to throw it again. This time with time, he fires over the middle. The pass intercepted by Frost at the Rebel 30-yard line, and he goes down there. Jared Frost with the interception across the middle. The pass a little bit long, and Frost backing up back there in the secondary. Made the interception and is pulled down. They're going to put it inside the 30 at about the 28-yard line of West Monroe as the Rebels take it there. That interception by Jared Frost is third of the year.
His third on the season. Once again, the ball just sailed on Robert Lane, much like it did in the first half when Ron Macbeth made that interception. It looks like now Lane is 6 of 28. 6 of 28 on the evening.
Rebels do have it on the 30 where Frost made the interception. They're on 30. And here's the quarterback, Tucker, faking and rolling to the right side. He may run, though. He's going to throw upfield. It is caught by Turner at midfield and down there. Great one-handed snap by the 6'4" Michael Turner. Nice little touch pass, too, from Mitch Tucker. It's a 20-yard